And once when we discovered that something had gone horribly wrong with their experiments, we got attacked with all kinds of weird ass, twisted kind of creatures, apparently, what they're subjects of their experiment. Finally caught up the doctor. He was quite freaking insane. We were crawling out the air ducts last I know.
That's a good spot to go. That's a good spot to bring it to. So you clamber out of the air ducts and you head back through the sewers, as uneventful as the journey in.
I think our driver was missing, wasn't he?
And yes, you find your van. You find your van, and your driver is nowhere to be seen.
Oh,
Check this van to make sure it hasn't been rigged to blow up.
Go for it. Let's have a notice check and a repair check to make sure all the wiring looks good and you thoroughly examine the underside of the vehicle.
I could probably lift the front end of the van up so you can get a better look.
That's true. Someone's still targeting Dr. Peterhoff. He must still be on the combat tracker. He is. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah, adds 21 strength to assist them looking.
Right. Let's get rid of all of that. Okay. As far as you can tell, there is nothing suspicious. Nothing suspicious has been done to the vehicle. Oh, Merlin's doing some spell casting.
do an astral check on that.
Astrally, you do not see anything lurking around the area or anything untoward or any sign of magical trappage of any description upon the vehicle. Everything seems perfectly okay, except for the fact your driver's missing.
Do we see it? Did he leave the keys?
Yes, the van's there, home's not. The vehicle appears to be unlocked. The keys do not appear to be in the ignition, no.
Way!
I'm gonna look around to see if I can see him.
Yeah, flip down the sun visor and catch them as they fall.
No note or nothing?
Was our driver supposed to stay?
That was your understanding. He was going to drive you to the docks.
Yeah, to the rendezvous point to deliver this crap.
Well, we know where we're going.
Is there any signs? Can we track him? Or, any kind of footprints leading away?
How much time do we have to the docks? Or what time of night is it?
You're going to have to move it quite fast to get to the docks in time for your rendezvous, as it is. Yes.
Did we
We need to
notice
go.
anything that indicated that the driver left of his own free will, or was? Because if he left the keys and left it unlocked for us,
Well, as I say, you can spend some time investigating that, but if you wish to.
How long have we got to
Not
get to
much
the
time. We
docks?
got to get to the docks.
Yeah, but how long's not much? 10 minutes or half an hour?
No time really. You're possibly going to be late for.
Okay, we just have to go to the
rendezvous as
docks
it
then.
is.
Let's just go to the docks and forget about the other guy and just assume it's a trap and we're going to go and spring the trap, as the Jedi say.
Okay, so you basically have to drive hard. Bueller has to drive hard to the docks, whipping every bit of horsepower he can out of the van. Well, he's obviously very good at it. At the docks, the security gates are open with no guards in sight. It would
I
appear
start
that
hacking. I start hacking the local area network.
there is, well, again, it seems to be everything seems to be offline as per Biogen said possibly they would do to ensure that it was a non-recorded meeting. Seems, as you say, you scanning, basically you do a sweep, you don't find any recording, any of the cameras working or anything. It seems everything's been switched off, so there's no record of you being here. Scanning the darkness, you spot Wharf 114 and steer towards it. At least I hope so. If I can find where I did with them, if I can find what I did with it.
We don't have a
As you-
sniper or anything, do we?
Once we get close to the wharf, if you guys want to like open the back doors, I'll drop out and follow on foot. I mean, I'm not going like a mile on foot, but
as you head down the wharf, you notice burned out warehouses and stuff. So obviously, this is obviously not often too used. And if I can't find my map in a second, I'm going to get very narked. Data. I thought I'd already set it up, but evidently I didn't, because that would have been too easy. Is it that one? That one will suffice. So you basically
I followed through on a Scooby.
that will suffice. And if I did that, that's way too small. That's fine. Who knows? We might probably need anything, but why have some fun with that anyway? So basically, yes, you peering into the gloom, you see the container ship, the SS Misha, looming up, and you realise this is the location. You park the van and move silently and quickly down the docks towards the boat. Okay. Why did I just totally guess the scale? Sorry, I just put you guys on, and you all a frigging huge bunch of toe rags. Yes, I did. Let's go back to half scale then, and then delete all tokens. Try that again.
Have you shared this? Because I don't have it.
No, he hasn't done it
Not
yet.
yet. I'm still.
Yeah, he likes to get us on there and a little confused before he actually shares it.
No problem. Just making sure.
Anyone would think it was a this is the fun of we don't have the
You
luxury of those
followed
nice
through
pre-recorded
and then
streams,
you
do we? We
done
do
it
it live and
wrong.
raw. There we go. Let's rename that to the docks. So there we go. And let's get rid of that. I don't like having visible grids. Let's hide the grid again. The grid needs to be there, but you don't have to see it, in my opinion. So there's the boat where you're supposedly meeting your contact. In fact, as you if you make some notice checks, we'll see what we can see. Donahue's definitely obviously freaking out by the fact there's no network for him to analyse.
And Beulah's just like noticed everything, including the mouse running past at 400 feet.
That's no mouse.
Moon.
What was it?
Too big to be a mouse. Okay, I'm just trying to find what I'm looking for, because I know someone's made some notes on it, which is helpful. So, if worst case, if I can't find it in my notes, I shall. Oh yeah, here we are. Once you complete your only makes run to get there before daybreak, your contact will be waiting for you on the ship. He's an elf, tall and thin, with black hair. So there we go. You do see a figure standing on basically the dockside on the ship. That basically the ship's right up against it, so you don't even need a ramp, because I can't be bothered to draw one on. So looking good. I think there's nothing to worry about. What I could do with is an NPC. I could do with an NPC, but I don't have one, and I can just put a token on.
yeah, go just running up ahead of us, Aki, because that worked so well for you last week, right?
Yeah, that's why that's why I'm stood behind you now. I thought,
Okay,
hang on,
well,
I
if I
better.
get this
Yeah,
far,
I was
I
going
want
to
to
run ahead,
get,
then I thought I better change my story.
I want to get closer to the dock, but still, or the ship, but have cover. These are great, so it give me some cover.
Let me do it. Probably still have to be in painting mode to move him afterwards, won't I? Oh, it's a bad idea. Let's not do it that way.
I put some oil. I've oiled this gun, cleaned it out. Actually, I got rid of the gun and got a new one, a replacement one that's been lubricated and won't jam.
Of course. What's the first thing it does? I bet you.
Well, if it does, I'm going to take it back to that guy and shoot him with it.
Well, that's a bit harsh. See if it done to you. Oh, console error.
Or you could just spend more time at the dojo with me.
I could. Maybe next advance.
Oh, it's because it tried to add him as an unidentified NPC. Why did you try and add him as an unidentified NPC? That's really annoying. Okay, let's try that again. Make him invisible. There we go.
You have it all.
Just waiting there. Standing there.
Do what you want.
Looking at his watch. Looking a bit impatient. But other than that, he seems all fine. You can't see anyone else out there based on your notice checks.
I was gonna say it's
Gonna-
either Bowler or Aki probably going up.
Well, I'm gonna get this close and maintaining cover because yeah, he's supposed to pay us, but things can go badly. I will call out to him from here. Weren't we given some kind of pass phrase or whatever identifier?
Yes.
Did, but you have to approach him so he can ask you it, and you have to reply.
Well, first we're gonna call out to him that we're present. We don't want to like startle him or sneak
Sky
up on
is
him.
still blue.
And having alerting him to our presence because I saw him check his watch.
Yeah, well, Beulah just walked out in the open, so he should see me.
Yeah, Quiggle
Beulah just
covering
walked
him.
out in the open. Yep, so goes the elf spots Beulah standing there and says, "Tell me, is the sky still blue?"
Okay, and I missed the part, so someone want to fill me in?
Hasn't been that way since you were a child.
Hasn't been that way since you were a child.
I'll accept that.
Since I was a child.
Yeah, Quig just looks up at the sky.
Well, remember, Beulah had a bail for his daughter's volleyball, so
That's okay. I don't
But
mind.
I think it's supposed to be specifically like it hasn't been that way since you, like you personally as a child, not you third person.
Yeah, since you were a child, yeah.
yeah. So Beulah says it hasn't been that way since I was a child.
Indeed, that sounds good to me. He says, did you? He said, "Did you bring it?"
Did you?
At which point, I'm going to pause it. It's not what I'm after.
Damn.
I
Come here for a second.
completely forgot to do the second half of this adventure prep, which isn't unlike me, to be honest.
Quig was trying to keep pace with Beulah, just to be there if he needs help.
No problem at all. I need to do it that way. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, that'll do it. And then what I need to do is I need to do that. I can just do that. So the elf starts to holds up a data chip, which you assume to be the payment. Wonders what the GM wonders how he managed to add the elf to there. Why the elf was suddenly in the group for. I don't know what's going on there. Let's just delete that one. The elf basically holds up the payment chip to indicate that he has the money indeed. He seems to recognise you as if he seems to recognise you as obviously he's been briefed on who to expect. He opens his mouth to say something, and then for some reason just sort of falls sideways.
Somebody shot him.
Do we hear a gunshot?
You do now.
He's got our data chip, man. We got to get up there and get that.
Suddenly appearing as if stepping through the mist, 4 towering constructs appear. And a voice says, "We are most grateful that you did pick up the data. If you hand it over to us, we will let you leave with your lives. Thank you." What do you do?
Well, given the nature of what these experiments were, I wouldn't be really excited about handing it over.
Yeah, yeah. Aki's just going to say, "Fuck you, Sally."
Donahue's gonna run for cover.
Okie doke.
I only see 3 of the 4.
Yeah, I only see 3 as well.
It's interesting. So do I. Where's the 4th one gone?
He died.
He fell in the water.
He fell in the water. Yeah.
Tripped over oil spill.
I see it now.
Ooh, has he put that one in?
Maybe someone should go and save that elf. Yes?
Maybe should. Okay. I'm going to put on hold. That brings us Donahue.
Oh, I am first.
Like
I said, I'm running for cover.
Okie doke. Well,
Wave,
looks like
yeah.
Wife decided she wants to go first, so we'll have Wife go first.
She's gonna run and leap to the deck to the elf.
Okay.
Yeah, that gets me 7. With a jump, do I make it up to the deck? Do you need an athletics?
It's almost the deck's absolutely level. The higher deck is, that bit of the deck's absolutely level, so you could just make it there. Yeah, you land. The elf's lying there, minus most of his head.
Can I grab the data chip from him?
You certainly, you certainly could. You can do so indeed. Yes, you can grab the data chip.
Yeah, I got the data chip, guys.
Okay, Donahue dives for some cover over there. Once you reach that cover,
I'll take a shot.
Everyone keeps stop spending cards. Arthur, stop it! Stop
We
it!
need to go before the robots. Yeah. I've got a jack.
I know. You're gonna have to wait because Donahue's.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't mind. Yeah. I'll let Donahue go first, as long as we go before the constructs. That's what I'm bothered about.
All right. That one hasn't been working, so let's try this one. Did not work then. All right. I got Smart Link.
It doesn't.
I have Smart Link on my on my gun, so I get to ignore like up to -2 penalties for cover and such. So
okay.
I'm trying to get that to work, but it's still working.
Well, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because you don't know what it's not something you can, I think, you could automate because it's so subjective on what causes the negatives, if that makes sense. But that's okay. So
So that should hit because I'll get to ignore the -2 rate.
I believe
That's the creams
so,
would be a good idea, wouldn't they?
it's-
And
it's
grab
a
a few for me.
modifier, isn't it? Smart link.
Just like 4.
Nope, smart gun suppressor. Required for the use of cybernetics.
And a spoon as well might
I
help.
can't remember what the smart link actually does.
Just a lumpy
May
copy
ignore up to
motherfucker.
2 points of penalties. Requires cyber eyes.
But the question is it cover or does that include range? Because there's a subtle difference, if that makes sense.
Just says
In the
penalty,
cupboard near the
so
fridge.
that's range penalty.
The one by the
Fair enough.
bags.
Yeah, I think that
And a spoon,
unlike some of
dude.
the other things, it's specifically just anything.
Yeah, no, I don't have an issue with that. I just couldn't find the blimmin' link right now to clarify it, and I don't mind either way. So that turns it into a hit.
It's under you find it under the cyberware, so that'll
Yeah. I shall look under the cyberware. Thank you. Smart link, there it is. Yeah, up to 2 points of penalties. Yeah, because it's an interesting one because the 2 points of penalties can be up, medium range or could be, cover. So it's one of those ones that you just have to remind me
shot.
that you. Yeah. Oh, called shot. Exactly. So, yeah. Okay. You shoot the construct. The bullet noticeably penetrates it, but doesn't appear to do anything to it. Aki. I don't know.
I'm going to move there.
Yep.
$17. What's the range on that? Let's have a look. That would be. Oh, they're short range. Yeah. We're going to shoot him.
Go for it.
One of them hit. Right.
Yeah, you hit, and one hit, one miss.
Excellent. That'll do. And then I'll pass.
Okay, which brings us to the constructs.
You had it all. Hello.
Just trying to sort something else out at the same time. It would help if I could spell. Okay, first construct. Turn those on so I can see what I'm doing.
I shot him.
A pace of 6. It's going to.
Let's get this map
it's
off
going
of
to
that.
move 6 squares forwards to there. These are melee machines, so they can't. They have to get into hand with you. So you should be okay. This one's going to get to there, and basically, almost they move in a very interesting way. They sort of it spots Merlin, and its head stays focused on Merlin as the body turns underneath it. Very sort of RoboCop-esque.
RoboCop, yeah.
It's a good job you didn't get there, Bueller. Otherwise, he'd have been able to smack you. Okay. That one was shaken, but it's okay. So let's see if it unshook. It did. I forgot to apply it because. Queeg.
Queeg is the big guy. He's a troll.
I'm going to move there. Does that actually put me within range of both of them, or just the one guy?
Ironically, just the one, I'm afraid. Unless you've got reach.
Nah. Well, it's the broom.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll take him.
Why didn't that do anything? I'm not having fun today. Oh, because that's ammunition. That's why, idiot. Okay, so you you parry and hit.
You had it all.
His parry didn't.
No, you know what I mean. You attacking. Yeah, you're right. Ignore me. Okay, you basically incapacitate the construct, and it
Tweak to the rescue.
just
I
it
keep my buddy
dissipates.
alive.
We could have used you last week.
Indeed. Beulah,
I
do you still
apologize.
want to move to where you'd marked to yourself?
You were too busy cleaning the restaurant up.
No.
Lemon bar.
I'll move down.
Okay,
So you can just bonk that movement. I'll do it again.
certainly. I will happily bonk that movement for you.
If you right click on it, you can just cancel it yourself.
Yeah, I know, but I don't mind doing it anyway. It's not a problem. I should accept that move. Or no, actually, I won't. I'll just completely. I really have an inability to click on those ticks. I do not know why.
Did I do something wrong there?
No, you did nothing wrong. I have it would appear that whenever I try and accept moves, I always move your characters an extra inch, and then I have to move them back. I have an inability to actually not screw that up. It would appear.
Do you need to zoom in a bit more?
It doesn't seem to make any difference. I think basically my mouse foo is just crap these days.
Is it wibbling around a bit? Is it?
So this thing got hit with a shot club. Does it have to make a vigor roll at a penalty?
It should. Yes, it should. Yes, it should do.
It's construct. So is it a bigger penalty because it's metal?
Where it's not made of metal. It's sort of made of mana. It's a mana construct.
So no. -2.
No. -2. -2 on its vigor. Okay, let me just finish that. You have it targeted. It does a -2 on its vigor. I'm afraid it withstands the shock. And pow pow.
It's not here.
He's not here. That's fine. I was thinking he was quiet. Lynn.
Wizards in front. Wizards in front. This is not good. Merlin will dart back to there and will shoot number 3.
Go for it. He's panicking a lot, and he's obviously not taking time to.
He's way too panicked to. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't.
Nay worries. Second round, and the Jokers are going wild for the bad guys. Huzzah! Okay, the Street Mage is going to. He's been on hold, so let's get to see what he.
Street Mage.
No, that fails. That takes it down to 8 power points. Okay, Construct Sentinel number 1. He will melee attack Beulah with a Joker bonus. Hitting, I suspect, with an 11. And then he's going to smack Beulah very hard. Oh dear. Very, very hard.
Very, very, very hard.
Ouch!
Holy guacamole.
That's a really heavy hit. I assume you're going to attempt to soak some of that damage, Beulah. Make that vigor check. That's only going to soak 1 wound, so you're going to end up with 3 wounds and be shaken after that at the moment. You can try again if you so wish. I'm afraid that's still going to just leave you with 3 wounds, but at least you're still breathing. That's the main thing. not very easily and probably very uncomfortably. But yeah, Bueller basically takes one hell of a hit. From the look of it, you're surprised he's still standing. See, I can't even accept my own tick movements. Mind you, I could just use the cursor keys for mine, and then I don't have to do that, do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
My cover's ruined now. Why'd you do that for?
I'm not happy seeing my friend Beulah get hit like that.
Hello. How are you, Metallical?
Move in.
Spatula McGirth. Petunia Gloriana. Oh, yes. Excellent. No stiffing. Oh, look at you.
Oh, that's a good gang up. Some speed comes charging in.
Clobbering time.
Indeed. That's a
And always
shaken.
shaking. Ooh.
It's enough to let Bueller get away without taking an attack of opportunity, of course.
You have it all.
Okay, suddenly swooping down out of the sky comes some sort of humanoid type. They basically go, "This is as technology. You are holding illicit corporate data. Hand it over immediately, or face the consequences."
Bollocks.
The second attack drone opens fire with an assault cannon on one of the constructs, hitting once. I did the wrong damage there. Let's try that again, shall we? The assault cannon vaporizes, and I do mean vaporizes, the construct in an unleashed stream of kinetic energy. These appear to be
the bell bottoms.
basically military technology grade assault drones. These aren't normal. These aren't the normal nice corporate stuff. This is the military grade stuff. The sensible thing to do would be to bug out.
They're attacking. Who's that? The attack drones. They're killing the constructs, aren't they?
They'll kill you as well.
Oh, we know what we're going to do, don't we? We're going to run for the hills, motherfucker.
Well, technically, we got the pay chit, so we can give them their data chit and call it even, right?
I mean, they won't kill us anyway. Nobody knows we're here.
For the record, if these have been deployed, it is that means this is a no witness mission. So even if you hand it back over to them, they will kill you anyway, because basically you're witnesses to the fact that you got into their facility and what you saw there.
Yeah, remember it had turned on. There was nothing left alive in there, including their own people.
Fuck off. Good. Right, I got him, and then I'm gonna. Well, that's it, I suppose. Yeah, I'm just gonna start heading away from this place now, telling everyone to retreat.
Okay, you take out another one of the magical constructs.
Grant Knobhammer, news reporter.
Next, attack drone number 2 is next.
Yeah, but Beulah's down. We got to get him out of here too.
You know, he's
Attack drone
down.
number.
He's just hurting real bad.
Attack drone number 2 lands up there and basically assesses the targets and opens fire with the assault cannon on the construct. Panzerama disconnected. Why did Panzerama disconnect? Actually, was Panzerama normally playing? Maybe you think he was connected up to see if it was to update his Rippers character. Okay, a kinetic stream of basically vaporizes the construct in front of Queeg and Beulah. You now notice the drone basically looks around, and then you can see the target locking. The target locking seems to be deciding which one of you two to target lock on next. Beulah, you remain shaken, but you are able to move. However, of course, with 3 wounds, your pace is limited, but I suggest running.
You have it all, broken every neck.
Five inches. Your total run at the moment's 5, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I know. So I won 3 and then won 2.
It showed it as 8. That was why I got confused. The only problem with that is you're running towards.
You're running towards the drones,
kill you.
Beulah. Run towards us.
Oh, I thought that I was trying to hide behind this truck, but okay.
No, I think we're wanting to exit off the left side of the map at this point.
We want to head towards Pow Pow because he can get killed and we can just leave him behind.
Exit stage left.
Yeah, indeed, exit stage left. That brings us to Donahue.
Are these attack drones hackable at all?
Only in the traditional sense that you can, like we decided, you can use hacking to distract them, potentially, yes.
But only distract them.
That's all you can do, yeah. Otherwise it's anything
that would
goes.
help.
Otherwise, anything goes, and we can start hacking your cyberware. We decided it's just a slippery slope. As per the core rules, no, you can't. But we decided you can use hacking for testing purposes. So on drones, but people can do it to your drones as well. But that's all you can do. Distract. You know what I mean? You can just distract and make them vulnerable on tests. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so these are autonomous then. They've got their things that they're supposed to do.
Basically, yes.
Oh.
Oh, Aki played a card here.
Yes, last stand, you get +2 parry and... Okay, hang on, where is Aki? Aki is there. So
I'm just thinking,
those.
it's, yeah, that enough. But I hold off and play it when there's people closer.
Technically played it, but I could be nice and give you it back, I suppose.
Please be nice. Thanks. The GM
Give that
Benny.
one back. Let me play one.
Are there EMP grenades? Because I've...
Here comes the cavalry. Oh, nice.
Okay, right. Well, that's fine. That's okay, yeah. I mean, but the cavalry will be not necessarily helping in terms of the... Well, what I will say is it's a source determined by me. So the cavalry that will turn up will not necessarily... won't be on your side, but they may help you get away quicker from these guys. But they will also try to shoot you. So, yes. Here comes the cavalry. Okay, no problem at all.
As long as it provides more targets for the drones, yeah.
Exactly. EMP grenades, I do believe exist, yes.
Okay, because I couldn't find them, so I was trying to see about what they did.
To be honest, I suspect again it's pure trappings. You have a grenade, don't you? And you can have it basically affect electronic equipment better. So look, is any EMP? No. They'd just be standard grenades, to be honest. I would say, with if they, to be honest, if they were vulnerable to them, it's a trapping thing, I'd say. So they probably exist, and you can use them, and you can always try making some later. But
Okay. In which case, I'm going to point at the boat and says, "They already took it. It's in the boat."
Okay, go for it.
And then I play my card Ace, which I succeed with a raise.
Okie dokie, I like it.
Thanks, I'm the only one on the boat.
I said in the boat, not on the boat.
Okay, what I need to do is I also need to do that. I need to take him off hold. I need to ungroup him. So he's on his own card, and I'll put him there. And there we go. And then suddenly, also the other thing is interesting enough. I mean, it's typical corporate technology stuff. 4 more of these constructs suddenly appear in the middle of nowhere. Each one of them's basically got
custard cream.
Where is it? I've lost track of who.
And a cup of coffee.
In
my special cup. My aunt's cup.
Yeah, basically, the 4 more drones appear. Sorry, constructs appear. Each one of them, like the original 4, which I forgot to mention, has the name Arasaki stamped across their magical constructed torsos. So,
special cup.
Okay, so you played an ace on the trait roll, so that's an automatic success with a raise. So then let's see what happens to the drones. I'm going to say we'll treat it. So that would be an 8, wouldn't it? A raise was no, actually, no. What's your hacking dice? D8. So that'd be a 6. A raise would be 4 over. So it can be an 8, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's more of a persuasion.
Hang on, no, that's talking rubbish. Actually, the point of that card is you automatically ace. So yeah, you've told them that it's on the boat. Do you want to make them distracted or vulnerable as well?
I really just want them to go into the boat and be out of combat.
Well, they won't come out of combat, but they will head towards the boat as a primary objective over you, as it were. Yes, but okay, that's fine. I understand where you're coming from. You're using it as a persuasion roll.
If I got to pick one, I'll take vulnerable.
Yeah. No, I understand where you're coming from. We'll treat it as a persuasion roll. You persuaded the drones that their primary objective is on the boat. All 4 of them target lock on Waif.
There you go, Waif. I've drawn an exit plan for you.
Okay. Have you moved yet, Mr. Donahue? Oh, you're running 10 inches. Yeah. Oh, you threw me because you used pointer rather than movement. That's what threw me there. There we go. Mr. Donahue starts to exit stage left. Merlin.
Oh, I just lost the table.
It's right in front of you.
Well, Donahue, how far away?
From who?
Okay, it is time for Merlin to dump some PowerPoints here. Time for
in the garden.
On everybody.
Oops. It's that one. What's your smarts? D8?
Yes, I am having to do the range.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. It's the dumping PowerPoints.
Like I said, dumping PowerPoints. And of course, we're doing the Shroud and Hurry on everybody as well.
Okay, which makes them -2 to attacks. So Merlin's shield effect. I think you should be able to see it under effect, but I can click it anyway, so that's okay. That's successful. So bang, Merlin's shield only applied to Merlin. That's annoying. That doesn't work the same way as the other one does. That's a shame.
Hang on. Let me think.
Oh,
it's not letting me do it that way, is it? Oh well.
No, it's okay. As long as we know these things, we don't. It's okay. We've got an effect set up for it. Merlin Shield, Merlin Shield, Merlin Shield, Merlin Shield. That's everyone with Merlin Shield. Wonderful stuff.
Are we allowed to share our adventure cards with other players?
Yes, you can definitely give adventure cards to each other. Yes. You
I
literally
got
drag
one.
the card and drop it on their portrait.
I got one for Merlin then.
Yeah. And all he has to do is give you one back.
I'll just give you a card,
Does he
Buna. Have
have
a look
to?
at it.
He has to give you a card back, yes.
Oh, then you can give it back if you can't afford or don't want to.
No. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, if you give him
Ah.
a card, he has to give you any card back of his choosing. You know what I mean? The idea is you always only have a certain number of cards each of you can have based on your level and edges. But so, you know, when you give someone a card, they can give you the card back. But yeah, all of you can share your cards. That's the whole point.
And we're supposed to have 2 at this point?
Unless you've used one. Yeah, you get one for each rank.
Yes, you get one card for each rank, but you only get one play per game unless you take the Destiny's Child edge, which gives you a second play. So what will happen is you can see how many the number of cards you get shows in the adventure cards, but there's a little card icon up, you know, just to the top left of the adventure card thing that shows you how many card plays you have left. Okay, Waif.
Waif's got the pay chip, so she's out of here whatever happens.
Okie dokie. Go for it.
That gets her, and she's gonna get off the ship and then just run along the edge of the dock.
Okay.
Wait, I can't see 11. I got 2 more. She should make it there.
You need to wait for your turn to play a card unless the card has stipulations of when it can be played. Adventure cards can be played at any time. Okay. Yeah, because it says your hero instantly recovers. So, Biria, you instantly recover 2 wounds. And you automatically unshake, so that puts you on 1 wound. Nicely done. Okay. Running onto the docks. Oh, yeah. I'm glad he turned that off, actually. I don't mind having to turn them on in Vegeta. Are a bunch of Aztechnology. Running onto the docks are a bunch of Aztechnology soldiers. They target the construct sentinels as the drones are now basically been told to have basically fallen for Donahue's command and are basically having a primary objective of heading to the
They're heading for the hills.
The boat.
Take it to the bridge.
Yeah. So gunfire.
Oh, I'm sure the ship is on the bridge of the boat.
I'm sure that it is on the bridge of the boat. Yeah, good call. I like that. I like that one a lot. Okay, we have a hit on a construct. Okay, I think this might be a dead construct. No, it's a shaken construct. Wherever the constructs are. Your cavalry's not necessarily going to last very long. Another gunshot, basically rapid. Basically this whole dock went from being quiet and peaceful and empty to just basic absolute carnage in a mere matter of seconds. A magical construct advances over here and attacks the assault drone, hitting with a raise.
Level.
The assault drone is shaken.
Assault drones are blowing the fuck out of us.
Well, next. This one's going over here. Yes, I'm being deliberately nice and having them targeting each other, but that's the whole point. You know?
No, it's an AI algorithm doing that, isn't it?
No. Actually, it's within keeping because at the end of the day, you're basically, what you've got here is 3 different corporations, all after the technology you've got at the same time. Your guy was from one company, and these 2 are from 2 other corps. And as you can imagine, right now, jeepers creepers, 45 points of damage on that drone.
How much money was on that chip, by the way? We might have to fuck off to Hawaii.
So basically, it's quite straightforward. If an enemy is in range, they engage it. Fortunately, at the moment, the corporations have higher problems. And also these, don't forget these four. Someone did play as the cavalry, but they will still come after you after they put down the assault drones. Oops. Okay, and that brings us to this shaken construct who has recovered from being shaken. Unfortunately, you guys are closer. He's going to melee attack Merlin. Missing. New round, I believe. So what happens here? Wave gets to go first.
She's got the pay. She's out of here.
Got the pay, but not the pace.
She's gonna angle this way. I can't read my one more.
It's okay. It's the only problem with having dice that match your portrait, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's more fun that way.
I'm not saying it isn't.
She hasn't got a shot at anything. Since she ran, I could take a shot. It would automatically add it, right?
Yes. You could have a go. Yeah, I was going to say, you can have a go at that one. You hit it. Mind you, it looks like you double-clicked the run, so it didn't factor it in, but with an 11, it doesn't matter. You shake the construct, which will allow Merlin to escape without a free attack upon him. Okay, Construct Sentinel number 3 is attacking one of the assault drones. But these assault drones are tough cookies, except when these things hit them. Bloody hell, look at that go.
Splattered.
Okay.
You can turn back blood splats, you know, because that wasn't causing a problem last week, was it?
No, it wasn't. But it's only it causes fun and games with targeting, doesn't it? Okay, this attack drone over here flies over the head of Queeg and Bueller, ignoring them with its new primary directive given to it of it's on the boat. It spots the elf's body and basically opens fire on the elf, shredding the already dead elf corpse. Queeg.
I am going to run, and if I get enough, I'll hit that construct on my way past.
Oh, I thought you were for a second there, but
It close, but no cigar.
I must admit, the way it rolled off that 6 was very strange. Maybe your chat window's smaller than mine because it sort of went halfway up and then bounced backwards.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's very weird. In the old days where you couldn't resize the chat window, it meant everyone saw the dice bouncing the same way. But these days, I've got players with the dice roll off the top of the screen because their chat windows are bigger than mine, and other people's are smaller. So it's very intriguing these days. Merlin, that you basically duck. You duck the blow of the sentinel, and then Waif's gun fast staggers it, giving you an opening to evade it. So you do. That brings us to Aki.
Can I shoot something and then run?
Moving is yes, but don't click the run button before you run.
Click the run button first, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, man.
Hi, man. Get off.
You playing?
Say hello to Metallical.
What you can actually do is you
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm
it's
Metallical.
not like 5th edition where it's you do one action then the other action. At any point along that 11-inch run, can you stop and shoot?
It's like one of the
Or
best
engage in
ones
melee,
in
so
maps
you can
I've
literally run up to someone,
Mother
hit them, and
pitchkers.
keep going.
What did well like this?
But you did miss.
Yeah, I've missed twice.
But at least you can move your 11 inches of running.
Run, Forrest, run!
That brings
That's
us to
fine.
Mr. Donahue,
Oh,
Go shop.
who hasn't.
yeah,
appeared
good.
to
Go
have
to the
very
shop
much
and don't mess with my hair, man.
which is
Takes
well,
hours
so
here.
certainly
Metallical
should
just said
have.
hey there, dude. It's a piece of love, brother. He's
Okay.
going to the shop. He's come round here to buy
Send the
food and cook
message
me
real
dinner.
quick.
What kind of a kid is that, eh? I mean,
You
son of a bitch.
well, actually, don't forget, the data is hard coded into the chip, and you only were able to access it to find out it was there. So
You're messing my hair up.
it's the actual
Okay.
data chip
Yeah, I was
itself.
gonna like
Because
this.
it isn't data yet, if that makes sense. All you did was you basically hardwired it into your deck to prove that you've got it. So at the moment, your deck is the only way to access the chip, if that makes sense.
Also, I have the chip.
Yes, you physically have the chip. It's hardwired into your deck at the moment.
Bop, bop.
Bluffing is performance, not persuasion, right?
I think you can use either, really. You're persuading someone that what you're telling them is the truth. I don't see why you can't use persuade.
My groins can only
As a
take so
test.
much.
Okay. It's less of a test and more.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
How about that? Is that better?
I want to basically
Oh,
like
bro. Hi, man. How's it
fake a
going?
stumble, drop a data chip that looks similar, and then keep going like I didn't notice.
Hi, I'm an ASMR talker. I'm talking about
Yes,
hair.
I think strictly speaking, you're right. That would be performance, but I don't have a problem. I'll
a packet of Smints.
Let's say use athletics.
Yes, they're Sminty.
Convincingly you can fall over and not make it look like a deliberate fall. How's that sound?
Like I wish I was using a different skill. Or not. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Amazing
Yes,
what fear for your life can do for your performance skills, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you manage. You basically you remember all those basic bits of information Wave gave you about how to fall without hurting yourself and everything like that, and you're able to do a spectacularly convincing.
You don't know how to use a
front
pressure
fall
cooker, do you?
without injuring yourself. You pick yourself up and start running again very convincingly.
You got to bring it to the boil, then
chip behind, and it looked
put the
natural.
no, don't no. You got to bring it to the boil, then put the lid on, then lock it, then wait until the little yellow, then wait until the yellow thing pops up, and then turn heat then turn the heat down to low, and leave it.
Sounds good to me.
Cooking on a low heat for half an hour, and then you turn the heat off, and then you press the little button, and there's the steam out.
Lying on the ground. Beulah.
Beulah's gonna run.
Okay. Go for it, sir.
Have you eaten that pasta that's in the freezer yet, Sam? Jack?
That's a nice high number there. Pretty much.
Get him something quick and easy to eat, innit?
Your injuries, wasn't it?
Yeah, but what about Jublar?
Is that construct dead that I'm
How do you know?
to?
No.
What language is
quite
it?
shaken, but at the moment
You don't know, do you?
eyes
See?
focused on the chip. So if you want to hit it as you go by it, you can if you want.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, be
There
my
it is.
guest. You've still got 2 inches of movement afterwards.
Over our encrypted comms, it's like, ignore that. It's a fake run.
Okay.
Not the construct. Not the construct I made.
I'm going to have to give you both pennies for that because I was just thinking the same thing. You can hit it if you want as you sort of basically start pulling back your shot club. No, you can hit the construct. You can hit the construct.
Oh, okay. He told me I'm okay.
Yeah, don't worry. I thought that was brilliant. I'm giving both pennies for making me smile there. That's okay. You sweep out. You're obviously distracted by Donahue's. Oh yeah, by all means use the penny. I just gave you. Obviously distracted by Donahue's. Don't hit it as you're trying to hit it. He puts you off, and you basically pull the blow at the very last second. A bit confused as to why it's how a construct's fake, but anyway, this
Bollocks.
construct here advances towards this soldier, think this might be a very dead soldier here.
Meep, 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 meep,
No, he dives to the
meep.
side, avoiding the problem. This soldier here advances to there to get a flank on the construct and misses. Gunfire everywhere. This soldier will do the same. They're trying to basically catch some good fields of fire. That looks like a hit to me. Ineffectual, lots of gunfire and all sorts of stuff. Let's just get these out of the way nice and quick. Miss. Come on. No, that's a hit. That's going to be another one down, I think. It's shaking it. Okay. And the next. He wouldn't have seen you. Oh, actually, he would have seen. Maybe he saw. I'm going to say he sees the data chip and he sees his opportunity for glory and promotion and everything else.
We've not got his data chip tucked in a pocket somewhere, nice and tidy and safe. Who's walking around with a data chip stuck to their forehead?
Okay, this guy is basically. Well, he's a bit stuffed there, so he can't do much. Okay, so what we have now is someone who I can't see where they are on the map anymore. They must have disappeared off. I seem to be able to delete people off the map rather effectively today. Okay,
It's a
we
skill.
are going to. It is, isn't it? It's a great skill. From out of actual nowhere, a bolt of magic hits the assault drone in the back. And it appears to be invisible mages about, shaking the assault drone.
Whoever they are, they probably want to kill us too, so I'm still getting the hell out of here.
Exactly. Another construct starts advancing towards the data chip, and I think I've been going to move. I'm going to move this one up to here. And I'm going to target. Let's see, what is the range? It is powers. Range of smarts. That's a range of D6, which means Pow, who I didn't realize was still on the map, is out of it. But that means Donahue, Aki, Merlin, and Waif are in range of the mage. You can't even see.
Invisible mage.
Well, he is actually, because there's a nice the invisibility tags have been added in, so invisible now applies penalties to hitting people, which is rather nice. Anyway, the four of you are hit by a fear spell. You basically get to make make a fear roll, so you get to make spirit checks.
Fear spell, you say?
The only thing Waif is afraid of is dropping the paychecks.
Okay, looks like Beulah and Merlin are in trouble.
Beulah's not in it.
Beulah's not in it, so he's okay, yes. I was only because Beulah made a spirit check, it threw me.
And the Benny Merlin.
He already did. Okay, Merlin, basically.
Merlin has spent so much time in melee that fear is just like kind of his natural state at this point. So.
Okay, Merlin, I'm afraid you are now panicked. So you immediately run, which is good actually when you try to get off the map. Merlin basically runs off the map back towards the van.
I hope he doesn't drive off without us.
I didn't say anything.
Right.
The construct sentinel unshakes, ignores Beulah, steps up to there, bends down, picks up the data chip, and then basically starts moving. That's 3 inches to there, and starts basically moving back away from you all.
Oh, wait a minute. He goes past Quig. He gets free strike, doesn't he? First strike.
Had you engaged it in melee yet?
First strike, even walking past
Oh,
him, he
first
gets to
strike, it
swing at
does.
him.
Yes. Sorry, first strike. You did say first strike. I just wasn't paying attention. Yep. Yes, you most certainly get a chance to first strike him.
First strike. Once per round, as long as he's not shaken or stunned, the hero gets a free attack.
Oh well.
Against the foe immediately after he moves into reach.
You are indeed new round, which is Beulah first.
Wait.
That 6 was so elusively close there.
Story of my life today.
Cheers, rather. Don't like seeing you without bennies. Have a benny for making me smile by nearly getting one.
And he's out. Did I just run into the fear circle, or is
Dobru
that like
Jutu
a
Natoko
it's an instant spell. It's an instant spell. So yep, you're fine. You run to there. If you tend to melee stuff, don't you, rather than do anything else? So yep, no problem at all. That brings us to the magical construct down here. He's basically smacking the doofus out of this poor Aztechnology soldier. Oh my word! When these guys hit, they hit, don't they? You really don't want. Yeah, I think you really don't want to pick a fight with these Aztec. Arasaki constructs unless you're ready and prepared for it. That's for sure. Okay, that brings us to Wave.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I get the paycheck, guys. Catch up.
Yep, I'll just basically put you and Merlin just slightly off the map over there. Merlin actually might not stop when he gets to the van, actually, because he's not necessarily thinking straight, is he, at the moment?
Can't be too far behind him. I can
Poor
collar him.
dude.
Well, Quig was
tried-
going to try to get that data chip back, but now he heard that it isn't the data chip, so he's going to be able to run now.
Okay.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
We could go for a run. So, actually, was going to say, yeah.
They've run off the map.
Just try attacking him out of interest for me, Queeg. I'm just curious if it works, or if this is whether I've updated. I can't remember if I've updated or not. No, that's fine. I'll need to check it. I may have got the functionality wrong because basically, when you're invisible, you should be -6 to hit.
That wasn't there though, was it?
No, but no, I've marked him. I made him visible, but tagged him as invisible. I was hoping you, because the idea is there's abilities in Pathfinder, you see, where basically invisibility, and that could be the thing. It might only be in the Pathfinder rule set. I wasn't sure whether he put it into the main rule set or the Pathfinder rule set. So when something's, because there are abilities in Pathfinder to halve the invisibility penalties for attacking invisible things. And I know I know Akil was saying he put support in for it, but I wasn't sure how and where he'd put
Still
it
on
in,
the test page.
Yeah. So I suspect I haven't updated since he added them in actually on the rule set. Thinking about it, so it's probably my mistake. But thank you for checking. I was just curious, Mr. Aki, sir.
Time to run.
Okay, that you are.
I'm going to grab Merlin.
Well, you have to catch Merlin first. He isn't necessarily running in a logical manner right now. I am not going to worry about anything until we get to Merlin. I'm just gonna. Oh, that's interesting. There it goes. Merlin? No, Merlin's still running. Merlin, you see the van up ahead as you start. Basically, your first thought is you're going to head towards the van. Suddenly, a spotlight illuminates the van from out of the sky, and basically, all you see is tracer fire streaming down from the sky, and then basically hear the whomp as the van explodes. You decide that maybe going a different direction is a good idea, and basically,
all these feet pounding up behind me. These guys are still chasing me. I am out of here.
Exactly. You suddenly decide that the best thing to do is probably lose yourself in the maze of warehouses. And you basically literally suddenly turn away from the exit to the docks, which you can see does appear to have growing numbers of Arasaki forces forming up on it, and you decide that hiding in one of the empty abandoned warehouses might be a better bet. Donahue.
I'm the last. No, wait, Quig's still here.
Yeah. Basically, I'm not going to worry too much about rolling the dice for all the bad guys. The point being is that they're doing their own thing. They're fighting each other, and they are trying to catch up with you. But now someone's got the chip. They're fighting over the chip primarily, so I'm just going to move them like that. Okay. Yeah. Queeg and Beulah are just close behind you. But up ahead, you suddenly see an explosion.
I think I'll hold.
You are technically the last one on the round, though, so but that's fine. I shall put you on hold. The attack drone unshags. The attack drone unshags quite spectacularly by the look of things and starts searching the body. Next turn, when it realizes it can't find the chip, it might be very upset with the person who told it the chip was on here. That's for the record. Okay.
That's
next. Donahue is on hold, but Beulah has got a joker.
Excellent. Could do some more jokers.
All right, so Beulah is going to kind of keep running, but hopefully there's going to be some cover. He sees all this going on, so
yes,
be able to get off of the map here, but get into the warehouses.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So yeah, yeah. So from your perspective, what I'll say is you can actually see that you can see that Aki and Pow Pow and Waif were sort of running that way, but you suddenly see Merlin running in a completely different direction to everyone else, incredibly fast. So you can diagonally run off the map if you want, as it were.
Run, Forrest, run.
You're cool. Which way you want to run? Well,
I'm going to run towards where Waif is because my fear is that so I'm going to run towards where I would go towards where Waif and the others are.
Okie dokie. So you've got that gets you 9 inches gets you 8 inches gets you to catch up to there. So you catch up with the rest of them. That's not a problem. Don't forget, Donahue, you're on hold. So if you want to come off hold, just let me know.
I'm gonna go off hold once it's like Quig.
Right, this street mage is going to vault one of the Aztec guys. You calling them Aztec? Oh no, these are the Aztec technology soldiers. The street mages are the Arasaki guys. That's fine. I get myself confused on who's who here, but that's the whole point. It's meant to be absolute carnage and chaos. Merlin, you finally come to your senses. And what you do see up ahead of you is a set of semi-open warehouse doors. In the meantime, it does appear that you can't help but shake the feeling that one of these drones is in the air, basically pursuing you, and getting out undercover is a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's what Marlon's going to do. Is he's going to go ahead and dart into that warehouse. I guess that's probably still a run.
Yeah, you can still run it to get into it, which is fine. Yeah. So Merlin enters the warehouse and is safe. Waif, you can see Merlin's literally. You see Merlin dive off and jump into warehouse. There seems to be multiple of these airborne search drones. Basically, searchlights are streaming the area and any movement. They're all over the place. You can see like basically fireballs and bolts going up into the air and tracer fire coming down. It's absolute carnage.
And I'm pissed as hell because now I'm thinking about the fact that they insisted that we all ride in the van and I didn't bring my scooter like I normally would. I'm gonna I'm gonna go after Merlin.
Yep, no problem at all. You basically pursue Merlin and dive into the warehouse, not far behind him. That brings us to Aki.
I'm going to go after Merlin. No, we need to grab that guy and make him stop. Or yeah, who can drive? Beulah can drive, can't he? I can't drive, so yeah, I'll go and grab Merlin.
Drive what?
The van blew up.
Oh bollocks! Okay, but I'm just going to run then, like Forrest. I'm going to run.
That's okay. You're off the map already. You don't need to really. I won't. You can roll. By all means, you can roll, but you dive into the warehouse that behind Waif and Merlin.
Look at that! I got a good run.
You got a good run. Nicely done. Construct Sentinel number 4. We won't worry about that. We're worrying about Queeg.
How did I miss that the van blew up?
Queeg and Donahue.
Oh.
You basically, with communication and everyone talking, you know they're heading to a warehouse. So if you get off the map, I will assume you're heading to the warehouse. You don't
heading to the warehouse. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I motion for him to run.
That gets you off the map, so you're fine. Queeg basically Queeg escapes and dives. Basically runs undercover and disappears into the semi-open doors of the warehouse, leaving just Donahue to come off hold, I assume.
Yep, come off hold. I'm going to use Scavenger to drop a smoke grenade, to say I have a smoke grenade, drop it, and run.
Be my guest. Okay, no problem at all. You everybody has successfully evaded the carnage. As I say, basically the inside, you all inside the warehouse. The interior is dark except for the occasional bursts of light from searchlights and the explosions still coming from outside.
How did you delete us all off the tracker?
Oh, it was just me. I was just tidying everything up. Also by deleting all NPCs off the tracker and deleting all PCs off the tracker, you happily you get the impression for just for a little while. For now, you're probably safe. And you've probably got enough time to have a look at the Beulah's injuries.
Boom, 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 boom goes the stream. Boom, 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 boom.
We should probably patch his injuries and then get out of here.
Yep. So, has anyone got a healing other than Pal Pal? Out of interest. Because if not, we won't worry too much about the healing.
Ooh, unskilled healing on him.
I agree. We should just get out of here.
Okay. No problem at all. You take a few minutes to catch your breath back. More shots hit the outside wall. Some punch through to ricochet madly around the building. You decide it's time to move quickly. Skirting debris and climbing over collapsed wall sections, you penetrate deeper within the warehouse. You think there may be an exit on the other side of the building. Suddenly, a motion close by and to your right startles you. Two shapes dart past you in the darkness ahead.
Ours.
Well, I presume we're still headed out of here in one form or another. So
we're trying to make our way through the dark warehouse to the other side.
And suddenly you saw movement streaking through the warehouse. So it's just a quick reaction. It's literally, what do you do? Are you just going to keep moving? That's fine.
Yeah, Quig will keep moving, but he's still got his broom in both hands. So.
And seeing movement, well, Waif would have never put her gun away, but because the page head is tucked someplace up, someplace safe.
Yeah. As you keep darting through the warehouse, you see more movement. This time, you hear also childlike laughter with it. Glad no one opened fire. That could have been quite unfortunate. It appears to be a couple of orc children playing inside on the far side of the warehouse, and another couple who seem to be running around playing hide and seek. As you get to the other side of the warehouse, you come across a group of some orc adults. They're basically trying to corral the children together, and basically when they see you, they stop and stare, but do not make any hostile moves.
They just yell out to him, "Yeah, there's trouble coming, and we're gonna keep moving."
He goes, if it's as bad as it usually is when this sort of thing happens, you won't find an easy way out. A female orc goes for us. Goes, my name's Jenny. The last thing any of us wants to do is get caught in the middle of this far fight. We know a way. Follow us. And basically, she walks over to an area of the warehouse that looks the same as anywhere else, and she just suddenly lifts up a bit of the floor, revealing a ladder leading downwards.
Off we go.
She truly being helpful.
Well, she's got children with her, and she doesn't want the. She looks like it's a case of you know. It's basically at this time you're the lesser of the two evils of everything that's going of the multiple evils that are outside. At least she seems sincere that if you're hiding from them, then it's the enemy of my enemy is my friend type mentality.
Well, I'm gonna tell her, take the children and go ahead of us. We'll be right behind you to cover if they discover the way out.
Mm-hmm. So basically, you start heading. She nods and she sends two of the other. Well, she's basically says she gestures at the two other teenager orcs, and they take the children and sort of usher them down. Jenny says, "Right, it's this way. It's a section of the sewers, but it's long been out of use, so it's not too bad." And she takes you down a long, forgotten section of the sewers. It's a long trek she leads you on, but nowhere near as sludge-ridden as your previous trip through the sewers.
It's pussy.
It almost looks as like someone's been working their way through here over time to clean it. Jenny says little as you quickly pick your way through the dark. She also doesn't seem to want to respond to much questioning, if anyone. But eventually, you've gone some distance, and then you start to notice down side tunnels there seems to be activity around you. Dark and shadowy figures seem to be moving parallel to you in other tunnels. Jenny takes notice of them, but does not seem concerned. A collapsed section of tunnel looms before you, the broken stone and shattered wood wood shoring completely blocking the passage. As Jenny pauses here calmly, the rest of you fidget behind her. It's only seconds, however, before a portion of the collapsed area moves in one piece away from the rest, revealing a hidden opening. She leads you through and into a different world. As you step through the opening, you enter an enormous enclosed area lit by flickering light from dozens of small gas lamps. As your eyes adjust, you begin to absorb the sight of dozens of small orc children at play in a still functional multi-level waterfall. Jenny leads you along what appears to be an upper level past rows of stores, some of which still seem to be being used as such, while others have been turned into living areas. Orc men, women, and children watch with wide-eyed interest as you pass. You realise this entire area was once some underground shopping mall. Descending to the lower level of the mall, you glimpse humans among the orcs, and these exchange wide, welcoming smiles with you. Passing a restaurant, you catch an appetizing whiff of food cooking, and a peek inside reveals a group of orcs and humans diligently engaged in preparing what appears to be a huge meal. Finally, Jenny leads you to what was once a bookstore, its shelves stacked with preserved volumes. Clustered here is a group of young orc people, all seated around an older orc in a large, comfortable chair. He's telling them a story of the night. Basically, the city burned. And obviously, it's something. It's in the past. Basically, it goes back to the days when the metahumans first started appearing, and certain people reacted badly to it. But anyway, so anyway, so so basically, she says we should be safe here. We'll. I need you. I think you may be of help, and just what we need right now. If you come with me, I'll take you to speak with Alan. He's been keeping an eye out on activities and.
Do they does it look like they purely use barter, or does it look like they use chips and stuff as well?
It looks like it looks like they've sort of got some sort their own sort of economy set up with bartering and stuff. Yeah. Okay. He goes, yeah. Alan did warn all of us to keep an eye out for you. You were spotted earlier tonight traveling through the sewers, and we know you penetrated the As Technology facility and got out again. He has a favor to ask of you. But for now, you may want, if you need some. But at the moment, for now, you look like you are tired and in need of rest. Please come join us. Have some food. Eat. I could get someone to tend to that wound. She says, noticing Beulah limping slightly. What do you want to do?
Well, first thing I'm doing is getting that chip off of my deck.
Okay, no problem at all. You remove the chip from the deck. You Quick can quite happily sit down and listen with the children. So, I mean,
Quick is happy then.
Down. Yeah.
If Quick sits down to listen to the kids, Wave will go and find a place where she can get some food and bring a dish back for him too.
That's okay.
Oh, thank you, Wave.
No problem. So basically, Beulah, someone comes over and tends to your wounds and gives you, basically pies some poultices and gives you a couple of painkillers, and you're not feeling too bad after this.
Right on. Thank you.
So
while we're waiting, if they leave us alone, I want to talk to the others about. First of all, we got the chick, but the guy that we were supposed to hand it off to is dead. However, the guy we know where the headquarters were, where we met and were assigned this job in the first place. I don't want to go back there. We were set up, but
don't forget the windows were tinted, so you're not entirely sure where you met him.
well, Donahue, is there any way, because Donahue is loaded with all kinds of cyber crap. His stuff might have picked up direction, etc. We need to find this guy before they find us again, because obviously they're not just going to let this. And besides, we got the paycheck. That was a lot of pay too, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Well, they know who it is, and it's probably going to be obvious that we still have the data, so they'll probably reach out to us.
Yeah, we'd rather they reach out to us like without trying to kill us, because we can't be sure that some of that catastrophe behind us wasn't them trying to get the data without paying. The fact that the
Oh, it wouldn't have been for sale.
The van blew up. The van driver was missing when we went there. Who knew we had that van?
Well, no, the van got shot. Right?
Yes.
It got
one of the assault drones found that one of the assault drones spotted the van and destroyed it, so you couldn't escape using it.
It wasn't that it blew up; it was that it got destroyed.
Yeah, well, Wave still believes we were set up.
I have no doubt they were probably willing to sacrifice this as well, but you don't do that until you have the data. Not sure it would have been possible for me to actually keep track of what was going on. I don't think that unless I would have had unless I can have like a GPS unit, I probably don't have.
No, you're pretty much You're pretty. As it stands right now, you have next to no idea where you are, as it were. This underground mall is not anything you recognise of her. You're aware of. It looks like it looks quite old. It might even be might even be
I mean
century.
about seeing where about knowing where we got taken to.
No, that was the whole point. That's why you had to. That was why. That was very much why you had to go in his vehicle, and you couldn't take your own bike. And likewise, when they put you in the van again, you couldn't see where you left to get to the sewers. It's very much whoever's behind the job is very much wants to keep their location unknown. So that was the only
that's
problem.
what I figured.
Yeah.
Now the page hit. If I give it to Donahue, can he set it up and transfer that pay to us before they decide to wipe it clean? And make sure the pay's on there?
Well, you will need, yes, you would, but basically, he can certainly analyze it to make sure the pay's on there right now. He'll need obviously access to the net to transfer the bank details, the bank payments, as it were. But he can check that the chip is valid and that it's all set up as you would hope and expect, at least. Or Aki can, one of the two. They've both got decks, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make sure that I'd be a little less paranoid if I know at least the pay chip was valid.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I guess if we can get some network access, we can check that.
Well, as I say, you could set up you could literally plug it into you can plug, you'll need network access to do the bank transfers, but you could easily just plug the chip into your deck and basically analyze it, to make sure that the payment's on there in the first place. Is what I mean. So you can quite happily, quite easily do that.
Okay. Make sure there's no trackers on it or anything as well.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can just, or if you want, you can just offload that one to Aki and let him do it, and you can carry. It's up to you. If you're still sort of dismantling that hardwired chip from your deck, it's up to you which way you want to go. That's the great thing of having two people with decks. You can both do it
and support each other.
Well, let's at least scan this page and make sure it's valid. That because if that's not valid, then we were set up. Wait if it's a little on the paranoid side here.
Is it hacking, research, or is it?
Well, it's up to you. I mean, that's what I'm asking. Who wants to check the chip?
Who's got the better deck? I think Donahue's got a better deck than me. Any? I've got a my deck is a.
Yeah. I'll check it. I'll run it isolated to make sure there's no viruses or tracking or anything like that on it.
Yeah. Okay, so what I need to do is how do we work out the avatars worked? Your parry is your cyber deck combat, isn't it? Is your hacking 2 plus half your hacking. So that'd be 6. And your toughness is the toughness of your deck, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah. Just a minute, let me pull up my deck. The hardening is supposed to be the toughness, and you have to have fighting to be able to to pair. Your parry's like 2 unless you have the fighting, and then it's going to be, I think, like then you use your hacking as.
Yeah, and then it's your hacking skill, isn't it? No, it's just I know for a fact later on, it's being a proper. I've got proper network maps for later, so I'm just thinking. I noticed that Aki had started setting up his avatar, so I was just thinking. I noticed you hadn't, so I think that's what you need is your hacking skill. Oh, and you need your research potentially, wouldn't you? When
there's two Ackies, Ackie Avatar and Ackie. We was wondering why the Whisper thing was doing that. When they were trying to whisper me with the autocomplete, it was saying Ackie Avatar Ackie.
Yeah.
You were whispering my avatar. That's what you were doing.
Yeah. That's why if you go /W Ackie and then press tab twice, you'll get Ackie or Ackie Avatar. That's the enhanced. Okay. Okay, so yeah, you plug the data chip in. Plug the data chip into your deck. Basically, as you start analyzing it, your deck goes dark.
Oh, can I not give him a support roll or something? Or was it?
I didn't even get to roll. He just said it went dark.
Yeah. But
that's not a good sign.
I'll pull it out.
Yeah. You pull the chip out. Your deck basically, your deck's got power, but it just seems to basically be there seems to be something going on, as if there's no external access.
Well, it's not supposed to have any external access right now. I'm running it basically,
Were you jacked in? I misunderstood. Sorry. That's what I'm trying to say. Is basically. Well, I mean, external access is the displays and everything. The readouts have all gone black. It still seems to have power, and basically, there's every indication that it's still on. But it looks like you've been locked out of being able to physically interact with your own deck. Is what I'm trying to say.
I purge it.
Uh-oh.
Be my guest. Make a hacking check. Okay, you basically run the purge commands as if to clear it out, and everything's fine. The deck comes back up.
Weird.
Check it first. No internet, no net connection, no other things. I start running diagnostics on it and analyzing it.
Yep, everything checks out okay.
I'm trying to figure out. I don't believe that. I'm trying to think of how to figure out how to actually look at what's on that.
You have to make a sandbox for it, don't you?
I want to make an adapter that is.
Yeah, the sandbox adapter, so you can plug it in and it doesn't interfere with anything around it.
Yeah, essentially so it can't send anything to my deck, just lets me look at it to see what's in there.
Yep. Yeah, that's okay. Basically, you can. Well, yeah. I mean, you can analyze. You can everything you do. You can analyze everything, and everything appears absolutely fine. All the readouts tell you that everything is fine. You trawl through the memory and you don't see anything. You don't see any terminate resident programs or anything like that.
I meant for the payment chip. I wanted to be able to.
The payment chip. Oh, you want to isolate the payment chip? I misunderstood. Yes, certainly. Sorry. Yes, you can create a sandboxed area. You could sort of basically firewall off an area of memory and everything, and you plug it in again, and you plug in the chip. Your deck goes dead.
Even with having sandboxed it.
Afraid so.
I marked it.
I won't. Obviously, I mean, the hacking roll was fine. You did a good clear. You do exactly what you did before, so I won't make you make another hacking check. You basically remove the data chip and basically do it. A full system reset and you do parity checks and memory checks and everything else, and the deck boots back up without the chip plugged in, appearing absolutely fine.
Okay, I'm going to take the data chip back from Donahue. and tucked it back in my zipper pocket because I have no cyberware on me. So
Nah, I'm gonna hold on to it. It's useful. It's useful in a way, if nothing else. I'm just trying to figure out: is this something I can work around, or is this just it's nothing I can fix, nothing I can work around?
It's probably something you'll have to analyze with more equipment back at base, as it were, because you'll probably have to. I mean, you'll probably have to stop. Sort of what I'm trying to say is, if you try to work out what's going on there, if it's not software based, which you don't think it is because of the fact you put a firewall around it. It could well be something in the hardware of the chip itself. So you'd either have to you'd probably start having to sort of run
no.
and, the old sort of checking circuits.
Would using a second deck of like a Beulah's help, like to put it in a Beulah's thing and then see if he can access it that way and pick at
it? Beulah can try and plug it into his deck if he wants. I'm sure. Oh, not Beulah's decks. Aki. Beulah's got a deck as well as it. My word, we've got 3 deckers now. That's not a problem.
I'll just hold on to it. If nothing else, it seems to crash stuff, so it's useful that way.
Okay. So after a pleasant rest and food and everything, Jenny comes back and says if she'd like to take you to meet Alan and Bronston, I should say, and you take it off to another area. It appears to be another old shop. You can't make out what it was once upon a time. Again, it appears to be a living, been converted into a home, as it were. Seems quite nicely laid out. And Alan introduces himself and says, it seems you've been having an interesting evening. And he then goes on to say that you were first, his scout, some scouts picked you up as you were traveling through the sewers, but you did not appear to be acting in any way that would be hostile towards this encampment, and therefore they left you alone. They were surprised when you headed into the As Technology security area. Obviously, they don't. What comes clear is he knows quite a lot about the As technology and the existence of the place, and very impressed by how you got in. He obviously doesn't appear to know anything about what happened once you got in there, but he explains that he has a proposal for you. But first, if you're willing, he wants to know. He does ask what happened when you went into the beta section, because his contact hasn't been communicating with him for 3 days.
Probably dead.
He seems surprised by that statement and asks you to elaborate on.
We might as well tell him everything, innit? Just come clean and tell him the whole lot.
Okay.
We couldn't get into one section, but if it wasn't already dead, we probably ended up killing it. I think there was like 2 girls that were there that we saved, maybe.
Did you come across a Dr. Carol Owens?
No, I believe she was in another section.
She also goes by another name, that of the Tailor. Did anyone ask about her or talk about her? I believe she
saw
other
references to her, but she wasn't inside the area that we accessed.
She must be held in the Alpha section.
She's the one that was being blamed for everything that happened.
Well, yes, indeed, she is the designer of the mutagen virus, but she wants to leave As Technology. We know this because As Technology have been for some time experimenting on us. They every so often they will basically, they know we're here. They don't. Fortunately, they've never found our living area, but obviously we have to go out and forage for food and other supplies sometimes, and sometimes we don't always get back. We know that it is As Technology that's taking them because we did one of our friends was able to manage to escape with Carol Owen's help. It was this individual who unfortunately did not live long after getting out. He was from the experimentation, but he did tell us about the goings on in the lab, and I know Carol Owens from the past, and everything that he was saying about the experimentation and the virus and everything, I think that basically her work has been corrupted. She would never. I cannot believe she would create something as hideous as this metavirus. I wish I'd confront her personally and learn the truth. I need you to get her out and bring her to me, please.
I don't think that's possible. I'm pretty sure that they killed a lot of people. And she was being undermined by a...
Are you not watching the stream? I can see, you smelly fuck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we killed him.
The crazy professor.
Well, yes, I get the impression that... Yeah,
Smellenek, what are you following through?
Her work, but...
Yeah, he was working with someone, Emilio K, in their weapons area. For more money.
Well, as I say, I believe that. Yeah, I must admit, I don't know how the hell you're supposed to get back in, but that's by the by. Maybe you meant to have more press of that. But obviously, you have the means to. He's obviously under the impression you have the means to get in. So obviously, you know a way into the. If he could get you to a vicinity of the Alpha section, apparently you can get in. We'll just take that as read, okay?
Whoever set us up for this to get that information out, and at this point, I'm wondering if it was just somebody from another section of Aztec. I'm not sure why they would need to do that. Yeah, we killed Simon Peterhoff, who was trying to undermine her. She may still be in that Alpha section, but we don't have we couldn't get access to it.
No, I imagine from what you've said, they would have initiated protocols and locked the place down. However, we do. However, we can get you. We have worked out, and we can get you into the Alpha section.
Oh, good. You are watching.
Through an
I believe you then. Fucker.
Well, I appreciate your help in escaping.
But I'm watching. I'm not going to keep pausing and everything to
I'm not sure
listen
it's
to your
worth the
messages,
trouble
nipple
of going
squeezer.
back in.
They sent some pretty serious firepower after us.
It's a little bit serious, yeah.
Well, indeed. And where's the last thing they'll think to look for you? And if we can get Carol Owens out, she could possibly help you sort out this mess. And after all, well, yeah. I'm beginning to realise that I need more background information of the characters, but there is one more thing. Once we analysed who you all were, we sort of were able to track back, and we were unable to rescue your driver. Unfortunately, Alamos, an interesting group of individuals, he was being questioned when we tried to rescue him. Unfortunately, the questioning was particularly violent and didn't go well. But one thing we do know is they found out where you were collected from. And I know for a fact they have a hostage.
Who's their hostage? Do you know?
The name didn't mean anything to me, but I'm assuming it might mean something to you. It was Mr.
Down
Nakazumi.
in the Mexicali, there's a crazy little.
Quig is not happy.
These people, the Alamos group, they're a bunch of bigoted, xenophobic humans who believe that all metahumans should be eradicated. They see this virus as a means to an end. They want to get their hands on it and use it to remove any non-humans from the world. As you can imagine, that would be unpleasant and catastrophic. That is why we need to get Carol Owens out. She, with this accident that happened in the beta section, we need to get her out before anyone else can remake the virus or anyone can get their hands on it.
Does any of your people have a deck?
We have stayed off the grid. We've found that is the safest way to do it. We lead a simpler life. We've lived down here since the beginning of the change, and when people were less accommodating to our kind.
Morlocks, right? Okay. Aki and somebody else had a deck, I think.
Aki and Beulah.
Beulah's had one all along.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, we've called it's called
right.
it's called role playing. At the moment, we're doing a non-combat thing where you talk.
We need to borrow one of your decks, and
If
then
you look on the top right, you can see who's talking now. He's got a little green icon.
Need a couple of hours to
up here in the corner, little green
Carol,
icon.
Okay, I mean, need some time to do that. While everybody else gets a nap, I'm going to take some precautionary steps.
Okay.
What I want to do is, since I cannot copy anything,
I'm not going to ignore my phone now because it's just annoying having to answer phones while I'm missing the conversation.
I'm going to transcribe it using. Okay. I'm not going to use my deck because I'm not entirely sure it's safe. I don't want anything to happen to this data, so using bullies and one deck will hardwire it so we can read it, and the other deck we're going to transcribe it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, like, after that we'll set up like an electronic, not a dead drop, but basically I'll put like a bunch of the files there in it, and I can send a message or send a link, and it will start shipping it out to spamming it out onto the net.
You want to send all the data out across the net?
I want to set up a spot, not all of the data. But I want to set up enough of it to that, like, if someone's in trouble and is like, look, basically what I want to do is be able to pull out and say, look, you need to back off or everyone gets this data. And if they don't, I send a command and it just starts spamming the net with all of this data.
Okay. The only thing I will say with that is that could be quite interesting, but seeing as what you've seen it does to people, do you really want that unregulated and everyone having access to it?
It's meant to be a threat. I'm not, like I said, it's not all the data. It's not all the data, but it's enough I can say, it's enough that I can say, go here. He's watching it. I send out like 3 files. So he knows that I can do it. It's meant more is a bluff than have necessarily the real
no, that's fine. That's okay. That's fine.
It is just the preparations to do, so I can say, this is what I do. It's like, look, you're gonna work with us and not backstab us, or this happens.
Well, okay.
Because
well,
the last thing they're, from what I can want, the last thing they want is for anybody else to have that data as well, or for the data to get out there.
Okay, that's absolutely fine.
He threw a worm and he threw a spanner in his works. Now he's got another plan to come up with.
That's not a problem. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, when I scan read this, I didn't notice that. That's going to be interesting. Hey ho, fun. So, okay.
No UI.
Are you going? The question is: Are you basically? Are you? Bronson
no,
doesn't
you!
want the data.
Exclamation mark!
He
Right.
wants the exact opposite. He
no,
wants
you.
the data destroyed and no one have access to it. So that won't work on.
No,
him,
you.
Well, actually, that would be the worst thing.
I don't tell him I'm doing it.
You.
No, I know. So basically, you could be trying to get. You can certainly be sitting off to one side doing that while he's trying to convince the others that he needs you. He wants you to go back in. I mean, basically, yeah. So he says, unfortunately, at this time, we do not know.
I thought in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father was an.
I have some people who will be able to find this information out if you can get me
magic roundabout.
I will help you get
Well, we can't just leave Mr. Nakazumi in these people's hands if they took him because he did to us.
Nope.
Yeah. For the record, he's not saying. I need it to be understood here. A bunch of people who want to kill off anything that isn't human have got Mr. Nakazumi. This isn't the orc saying you don't get him back if you don't help us. You know what I mean? He is saying we won't help you find him if you don't help us, though.
No, I'm saying whoever's got him.
I know. Yeah.
Can't leave him there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we can't be certain that Mr. Nakazumi's association with us isn't what got him grabbed.
Well, indeed. If nothing, from what's can I have some common knowledge rolls actually?
Sounds like he's up my alley.
Not sure what it is, but I know it.
Oh, you certainly. Actually, it's quite the keepy. The Alamos 20,000. They're a terrorist group that focuses on anti-metahuman agendas. So, if nothing else, the fact that Mr. Nakazumi allows employs a non-human and serves non-humans in his restaurant would be enough to upset them anyway. So, whether even if you didn't directly onto their radar because of this mission, but obviously he's fair game as far as they're concerned because he.
Sure, it's not.
Basically, he's not a speciesist like this lotter. He treats metahumans and humans as equals, and to them that is abhorrent.
Right, we have to go and fuck some people up then, don't we?
Yep.
I'm loading my guns.
Okay. The only issue you've really got is assuming that someone gave Donahue the deck is Donahue's going to want to spend some time doing the chips where you guys might want to get a move on, but I'll let you argue that one out. I'm going to sit out of that one.
Well, how long is it going to take for Donahue to do this stuff, and what if me and Beulah help him with our hacking skills?
Well, it won't be hacking. It will probably be It will be a combination of electronic and repairs.
Well, I've got electronics and repairs, so.
Well, in that case, what I shall say is it will take a maximum of 5 hours, 1 success per hour. But with assisting, you can halve that down to 2 successes an hour, so you can get it down to about 2.5 hours. Seems reasonable to me.
Electronics?
You're assisting. Whether you can roll electronics, whether you can roll repair, and then obviously because it's a combination of the two. So that's a +1 on Donahue's rolls.
Judah?
Was it hacking? My bad. What is? Oh,
electronics or repairs. Your call. Because it's a bit of both, really.
I think I've got a card actually that gives a bonus for support teamwork. All support rolls are doubled this round. So shall I use that?
Well, I'd save it because doubling a failure is still a failure. So, okay, Donahue, you get a +1 bonus on your first electronics or repair roll.
Any Benny failures?
You can't. What I'm saying is you can't double the bonus from a failure. Is what I'm trying to say is. Okay, so that basically you take after the first hour, Donahue's between the three of you, you're a good way in. Bueller did possibly slow you down when he rewired something wrong, but fortunately Donahue noticed it quickly enough and it didn't set you back too much. Okay, if you want to spend your card, you will be able to finish it this hour. If you want to spend the card with enough successes. So all support rolls is doubled this round. So I will also allow that to increase above the maximum of 2 successes. So if you both want to make your support rolls, don't forget you can Benny fail support rolls unless you critically fail.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Okay, so that's a -2 so far. As you basically wire something short circuit round.
-2 doubled is 4, isn't it?
No, it's only the
That's a +4. I'm sure maths, if you double a minus, it becomes positive.
You can only play one. You can only play one adventure card per session, unless you have the Destiny's Child.
I've got Destiny's Child, but
I understand.
Yeah. It's a shame because that was a good card you were about to try and play there.
Do your support roll, Bueller.
Okay, so basically
That's 2 points.
John,
yeah,
that's 2 points, which negates Aki's critical failure. So Aki basically wasted a fair bit of time by shorting out a whole section of the chip, and you have to repair it, which is Bueller's repairing of Aki's electronic failure. So I'm afraid there's no bonuses on this round, but I will. Oh, that's only one. That's the second hour's finished, so you're into your third hour. I'm afraid.
So it's a straight roll then.
Oh well, they can still assist you. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Bueller just rolled twice. Sorry, I thought that was I thought that was you just doing a straight roll, Donahue. I apologise.
No, that's what I was checking.
Yeah.
What am
that's okay.
What am I rolling? Electronics or
electronics or repair? I don't mind which. I'll be nice like that because it's a bit of both, but I'll let you pick one of the two to roll.
They're the same.
Okay, so the 5 still stands. So in the third hour with 3 successes in, you're getting a +2 bonus on this hour's work on duplicating the chip. Everyone else is probably going nuts by now. Make that roll. There you go. Now that's what you wanted last round. Okay, after basically, what you reckon you should have taken 5 hours between the three of you, you get it down to about 3 hours. And as far as you're concerned, Donahue, you have a identical copy of the chip.
Okay. Oh, I didn't want to copy the entire thing.
I know what you meant.
Okay, so
I know what you meant. You know what I mean. When I say identical copy, it's an almost identical. It's identical in every detail that you wanted it to be identical, minus the bits you didn't need. I know what you meant. Okay.
Look at me taters. Be that metallic. We'll have a good day, dude.
Off again into the sewers. So you're led out into the sewers. Jenny does take you out again. She takes you down some surface, some ways, and not long after you head out, you hear the sound of the wall. You actually hear a sound, and when you look behind you, a whole section of wall appears to have closed off, meaning that going this way back to the orcs will not be possible. But that's probably more a case of defense rather than keeping you guys out. But you trudge through the muck, and you're wondering if you should really spend more time in these sewers more often, because you seem to be spending so much time in the last 24 hours. But
I'm not worried about my shoes, huh?
Exactly. Again, though,
Make
these
him
tunnels.
insane.
Yeah, these tunnels seem a little more hospitable again than the last. Nothing seems to be lurking in the darkness, and the pools of blue-green liquid seem fewer and farther apart. Jenny even gives you a mini tour describing the different events that occurred in various sections of the sewers over the last 10 years or so. Finally, you reach a tunnel alongside what as technology alpha section. She pulls out an ultrasonic ruler and begins to measure off sections of the wall, pausing occasionally to make cryptic markings in the chalk. Finally, she seems satisfied, and she informs you that the place that she's marked is the location of a systems junction box within the plastisteel wall. Take out that box and you eliminate the security system and the elevator controls for however long it takes for their repair team to reroute the systems. With a nod and a smile, the orc turns back in the direction she came, promising she'll be waiting for you at the next intersection when you get out. The next moment, she's vanished into the darkness. The wall stands before you, and obviously, I'm going to retcon what I said earlier when you only had one spray left from the plasteel. This is obviously how you guys could get in and they couldn't, because you can melt the wall.
So I guess whoever's.
You broke up a lot there, Merlin, I'm afraid.
Oh, I was over talking poor Waif. What I said is, I guess we're going to melt the wall.
Indeed. So, yes,
I think this time. Yeah. I think this time, once we melt the wall, I do actually want to go ahead and figure out a way of. I don't know if we have to scoop it out by hand or we can use my sword or what. I do want to make an opening at least big enough for Quig to crawl through.
That's beyond the plastic wall. No, we certainly give it a try. Anyway, so you spray the wall, and just as before, it turns into that lovely grey chewing gum gooiness, and does it imply it's just becomes soft so you can go through it rather than it can be removed? But anyway. Just beyond the plastisteel wall, though, you'll see a junction box. So how do you see that with the plastisteel there? So I'm going to say maybe you are able to clear it out this time. I'll be nice. And so basically, you clear out the gunk, and so you don't have to crawl through it. And you can see get at it. One of the crawl through the wall slime remain half in the wall while he works. It could easily be disabled. Okay, so basically, as you can see the junction box, and you just need to disable that.
Which what? Electronics, thievery.
You can literally smash it if you want to, but obviously, an electronics test will disable the box without alarming security, but you can just smash it if you want to.
I got a D6 electronics.
I've got a D8 electronics.
I'll assist him if it's possible.
Go for it, Aki. It looks like you're up this time with an assist from Beulah and Donahue. Because I think so. That's a 6. That's okay. That's absolutely fine. Beulah's still learning, but you still succeed with a +1 bonus that gets you up to a 6. which negates the security on it. So you are able to disable the box without alarming security that you have done so. A 4 would have disabled it, but a 6 lets you do it without it tripping the hidden security alarm, which you do spot. So basically, once you've disabled the box, beyond it, you can see a ventilation system rather similar to the one you crawled through before.
Wait, for the first time, is really grateful she's kind of small.
Who's going first?
I'm quite small as well. I can go first.
Okay, Aki is going first into the new system. We'll put Aki
And
on
Waif
first.
will be right behind him.
Okay, that's Aki and Waif.
A map.
Hopefully, line of sight and everything's working, and you can just.
It is working. I can see a corridor going all the way up and down.
That's good. Who's going in behind Aki and Waif?
You'll go in.
Beulah's going in.
Quig.
I'll go in.
Towards the back. Looks like Merlin's bringing up the rear. Just got to move everyone along the square. Make room for Merlin. Oh, I'll just pop Merlin there. There he goes. Okay. You find yourself in the air ducts yet again. Aren't you lucky fellows?
Now, we don't have all the nice diagrams this time, so are we going to have to check each vent to see if we can spot what we need?
Quite probably, yes.
Get moving, Aki. You like running ahead.
You can't run down you can't run down an air duct. You're crawling on all fours. But it doesn't really matter because we're out of combat, so you could just keep.
Well, I'm sure.
If nothing else, you'll make an awful lot of noise crawling too fast down an air duct.
Stealth checks on this, because we can be quiet. Well, some of us can be quiet.
Let's have some stealth checks. See
Oh.
how quiet you are.
Okay.
That's not bad so far.
Oh.
4's the worst at the moment. Okay, would appear 4 is the target number to beat if I need to make any notice checks for you later. Unless Quig does big noises. Okay, everyone has advanced down the corridor. There's not much choice of where you go yet. You have to keep going straight, don't you? Oh, look at that. Quig's actually quieter than Donahue, Beulah, and Merlin. So if everyone's happy with their stealth rolls, that I will keep those in mind for anybody who may or may not be listening out for you.
I'm going to poke Aki. Keep moving.
I want to know what's in that room. How did I do that?
If I click on my token, I can't see the map. But if I unclick, I can.
That's because of party thingy, isn't it?
Yeah, but if I'm clicking on my token, I should be able to see what I can see, but I can't. If I unclick on if I click on it again, like if I click on Donahue, I don't get to see anything. But if I click on Wafer, I get to see nothing. But as soon as I've unselected everyone, then I can see everything. It's doing the opposite of what it's supposed to do.
Party with dark vision is what you're experiencing.
dark vision doesn't exist anymore, so. Look, I don't know how the lighting works. I'm going to have a training on it another day, so.
Okay.
All I know is it just causes me no end of grief, the lighting.
There you go. I give myself a lantern now. I can see. Right. Because I'm in the dark. That's why. I see a room.
You can see a room. Obviously, through the grating here, you can see. Let me see where this is, because this is. The room is quite small and filled with maintenance materials, spare electronic parts, and chemical containers. They seem to be stacked in all over the place. As you look down, there's a lab technician wearing a white coat. He's carrying an electronic clipboard, and he seems to be taking inventory.
Is his name Klaus Hergesheimer?
Good to keep this in mind on the way out. If those things are on our way out, we might want to drop something in there to slow down anybody that manages to follow us.
So that is like a drop in the ceiling I can see, or a grate in the wall, yeah?
There's a grate in the wall, yeah.
We're like cyberpunking through the tunnels. Oh, there's a, yeah, oh, yeah. Okay, so we can just leave this guy, can we? Should we just carry on?
Well, I may well have to see if he hears you as you crawl by in a minute, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, you can leave him
I'm
alone
going to
unless you want
gesture back to Wathan.
No, just keep going. We just remember this is here. It might be useful later. We don't want to draw all kinds of attention before we find our target.
I'll even be nice and put him on the map. How's that? Okay, so the light is dim because I didn't put any on this one. So in fact, I didn't actually think I put any lighting on this one. Oh yes, I did. That's fine. The light is dim. But you can still see that the room contains several bunks. In two of them are covered forms that appear to be sleeping, and you can hear the sounds of deep breathing coming from two of the beds. Hanging on pegs next to the occupied bunks are pistol shoulder holsters. Near the center of the room, I think I forgot to draw it on there actually. So obviously yes, I did. In the middle of the room, a security guard is seated there reading a magazine, slurping something indescribable from a tall plastic cup emblazoned with the words Big City Banshees. His helmet is on the table next to him.
Removing the grating is going to attract attention, but we know they're there. We're on our way out. We don't want to, if possible, we don't want to alert anybody to our presence before we find this woman we're looking for.
With the security guard in, there we go.
I'm going to poke Eki again. Keep moving.
Supposedly, if you've got lighting effects, if you've got any of the lighting abilities, they should automatically give you vision. But is infravision not standard and added for this rule set? I'm confused. Maybe I just need to give you all low light vision and be done with it.
When I passed the opening, I got the lighting effect, but then I kept moving, so then it went away.
Yeah.
And we saw the lab tech.
The lab tech in the previous one, there's some security guards sleeping and one awake here. We don't want to draw any attention till we find our target. But it's good to know they're here because we might have to, you know, take them out on the way out.
As Donahue gets to where he is right now, he makes he makes a distinctive crunk noise as the ducting underneath him deforms slightly. The security guard sort of puts down his Slurpee and looks around. What do you do?
Is there just one or two? I can't see the security guards.
From your angle, you know there's one in there because someone else said it, but from your angle, you can't see. You can see what you can see is both the beds appear to be occupied. Both the beds that you can see appear to be occupied, which are these two over here. But they seem to be sleeping guards. The guard is just out of the line of sight from where you are, ironically. So actually, you just hear the sound of a chair getting. You hear the sound of the sort of slurping stop, and someone's get up, and you can hear footsteps as if someone's coming closer to the vent.
I motion for people to hold.
In fact, actually, he does appear to have vanished off the map. I don't know why. Oh, there he is again. I don't know why they seem to keep disappearing. I know what it is. When I add additional people to the map, it's taking the original one off the map for some reason. That's a new interesting bug I should report. So yeah, basically you were seeing him and then you see him vanish out of. He literally comes up and seems to be staring through the grill at the moment. After a few minutes, he just sort of thinks no. He seems to give up, go back and sit down. Aki, it looks like the air ducts end just there. It looks like if there's it looks like this, unlike the other system, which was much more an integrated system, it appears this one is sort of a bit more.
Are there any grates we can go through here, or is that it? This corridor's a dead end.
Corridor's a dead end, as far as you can tell. At the end of it, the air ducts seem to end. It would appear that you're either going in through one of those two grates you've seen.
Right. Okay. All right. So I'll go back and go Waif. Now Donahue's at the front, or down Merlin's at the front of the queue.
Security guard, is the security guard still there in the center where I can see him?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can see three of them if you click on you, Donahue. There's three security guards.
Have you got a silent weapon, a silencer, where you can take him out without waking up everybody?
There's three of them though, isn't there? There's two asleep and one.
The other two asleep. So
oh, right.
So if you wish to, you can open the grate up, which I've just done. If you want, you could gently lower the grate, and you can attempt to shoot that security guard if you want. If you have a silenced weapon,
I do, and if he's gonna stay right there, I will aim and then make a called shot for the head. If he's just standing there.
Oh, he's sitting back in his chair drinking his Slurpee.
Okay, so he's in his chair and I can see him.
Yes, you can.
All right, I will. Like I said, I will aim, make a called shot for the head, and I forget what aim does anymore.
Aim is a full round action that removes 2 points of range penalties, doesn't it?
Okay.
When he falls, if you hit him and his body falls, though, it's still going to wake the other two up.
No, not out of a chair.
Okay. So, as a question, then, does SmartLink and aim stack?
Hello, Drake. How are you? Yeah, no, the lighting's done. He just for some reason I haven't got dark vision, or there isn't really dark vision in.
If he focuses attention,
in Savage Worlds, is there?
Shot. If a character
Well, not
spends
in
an
this
entire
one
turn
anyway.
aiming a ranged weapon at a particular target and takes no other actions on her next turn, can ignore up to 4 points of range, cover, called shot, scale, or speed penalties, or add a +2.
I was making an idea informer, so I missed your message, Drake.
So good is because you literally
How are you?
Spend an entire round doing it. So logically speaking, yes. If you did in combat spend an entire round aiming,
which is
smartly, yeah,
which is what I'm saying to do. I mean,
yeah.
If he's just sitting there at his thing, I am going to take a full round, aim, and make a called shot for his head.
Yep. So basically, just make a normal shooting roll. You don't need to.
And you want to make him fall so he falls, slumps into his chest, and doesn't actually fall out the chair. At worst, he drops a Slurpee. You got to do a really good shot. Okay?
So the question is, do I have the drop?
Yes.
Okay.
Which means if you got the drop, you don't actually need. I mean, you can aim anyway, but you don't technically need to aim. But I know what you're saying. Yes. So take the shot. You do have a drop. Where are you? You are there. So we can say you got the drop.
Who do you apply the drop to? Do you apply it to the target or to the player?
Target.
Yes, that's what I always forget. You apply it to the target, not the person doing it. The drop. There we go. Go for it. Make your shot. Good job, you got the drop, really. Otherwise, you missed. Okay.
Yeah, it's not 60 though in Savage Worlds, is it? It's something else.
It is indeed, but don't put it in out of interest.
I can't do it. I'll do it on my table. We'll have a look.
I'm just trying to work.
This is at the moment. It's like this is version 5.3 of Savage Worlds, which is still in beta.
So don't put the +4 in. Just roll it. I just want to see what happens. This is me trying to work out how the effects work myself. Okay, so
well, +4 from the head would make it 9.
Which it did, yes, which it did do, because you got the drop, which makes it 9, but you actually got the cooled shot to the head, which actually makes it 13 as well, which would incapacitate him. Do us a favor, will you? Do you just shoot him again, please? You have incapacitated him. This is me just trying to understand. Never worked out how this effect works. So if you just shoot him again, please. Yeah, I cannot work out how the headshot cooled shot effect. Maybe that needs to go on you. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my head around.
Yeah, cold shot would go on me. The effect of it is because headshots can vary depending on what you're
change
doing.
the distance. Yeah.
Try again. Try one more time, just a shooting. Don't worry. This is me getting my head around.
But I can't apply it to myself because he's
no. So you get
Doswell is the GM.
That's it. There we go. Head cut shot called -4, which is what I wanted, but the drop gives you a +4.
But I just give myself I give myself a lamp.
Right. Okay. So so just to get it right,
so I can now see.
Basically, there is a cooled shot which you can type. You just type cooled and autocomplete on the player, and that will say they're doing a cooled shot as an effect. And then the drop is an effect, but you put the drop on a target. All that's a moot point because that was me just trying to get my own head around how it works. But 13 points of damage means you incapacitate him, and he's not going to ever recover from that shot.
No, not at the moment anyway. Unless Kevin's disabled it, I don't know.
Yeah, basically what it is I am taking an aim shot against he who has.
You can apply them from here. I can drag it on from here. I can drag a candle onto myself, but I can't. And if dark vision was on here,
exactly right,
I could do that, but it's not. But I can go up here, or Kevin could go up here and add them. The GM can add them, and then you can drag them on.
Incapacitate the guard with a single silent shot. The other two guards do not appear to notice.
You carry on snoring.
Of course, he didn't have his helmet on, which makes it easier to pop him one in the head. Otherwise, he would have had armor on his head.
Just sitting there having a Slurpee and get shot in the head. Didn't do anything wrong. We don't even know if these are bad guys.
Don't forget you can't walk through walls. In fact, actually, Aki, you can't push through people. It's single file down here, so you have to wait for everyone else to get out of the way. So Mr. Donahue clambers down and moves to there. Yep. You have to, as I say, you have to go round walls. You can't just choose to move through them because Fantasy Ground says no, that's a wall and stops you.
No, it's
got to wait. So I've got to wait on Beulah before I can move, right?
You do. No,
the guy in the back just push.
Beard is obviously cogitating on something at the moment. Don't worry. I'm only having a bit of fun. I'm just going to get you all into the room. Don't you worry. But there we go. And then we'll get Waif down into the room like so. We'll get Quig down into the room like so for ease of speed. And then we'll get Aki down there and into the room like so. There we go. Lots of sleeping guards. Okay, now what I was trying to do, but I failed miserably because I couldn't find the art pack. Because when I was making this, I noticed I missed something. I'm just trying to put it in now. But anyway, there is, from Donahue's perspective and possibly other people's, there is a small computer terminal sitting on a table in this room.
Well, I'm going to go and knock the two that are sleeping out and make sure they don't wake up.
Be my guest.
Make sure they didn't wake up either, but I wasn't going to knock them out.
That would be on the first one.
Okay. Again, he's not expecting you, so that would basically be that with a +4. Because he's not expecting it. That's the roll. Which you rolled before I could apply the damage, but anyway, there we go. Should be 14 damage. Non-lethal.
That's the thing to vote to add.
Yes.
Combat tracker effects of players.
We don't want them to wake up and find the bodies while we're out wandering around, and then I'd go around and do the same to the next one because I'm pretty quiet.
Go for it. That's a hit. Another hit with a raise. Okay, you also incapacitate him. And he is knocked out secondly.
If they're messing around with the computer terminal, I'm also going to take the time to gag them and tie them up so that if they do come around while we're still inside, they can't do fuck all.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I was just gonna kill him, but if she's taking care of it, then yeah, we'll go over, check for access card or access key or something like that on him, and then go to the computer.
Hey.
And listen at this door.
You'll go listen. No, I'm going to walk you through the door instead. Except you won't because the door will stop you. You go and listen at the door. Make a notice check.
Quig is more concerned about what Aki's doing and making sure nobody comes through the door.
Okay, I get the impression we could have some real fun here. We could split the party digitally and physically, as it were. So the keyboards at the far end of the room, Mr. Donahue, for argument's sake, would say it's just over there, so you can just plug plug in there. It appears to be obviously it's closed off at the moment, but it does appear to be connected to the main alpha section computer system, and you're identifying yourself at node 13, apparently.
Okay, do I have legitimate access, or am I hacking it?
You'll probably have to hack it, unless you can find someone to tell you their username and password.
Okay.
Trying to work out why it tells you you're at node 13.
All right, I'm going to try and deceive the ice that I'm a legitimate user.
Okie dokie. Really rather nice. I must admit, I'm finding this it's very useful because it explains an awful lot to me. Okay, go for it. Wish I knew where you were connecting on, but we won't worry about that. At 12, that's okay. You basically get onto the system, and let's see what would be logical. Let's work out what everything does. So, data store subprocessor 4 does. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Right, images. No, I do not want to do that. Oh, maybe I do actually. Sorry. Images, campaign. Come on. Hashtag. Yeah. Okay, an image record. Does the old-fashioned style map masking still work? Well, they got totally done away with that now.
Yeah, no, it works. It just looks a lot different now. So like you enable the mask, and then you just like it just draws the rectangles, and it does its deal.
Yeah,
but it works all right.
Yeah, no, that looks good. It's doing exactly what I want it to do from my perspective here, which is fine. Okay, so what I'm going to say is, obviously at this point, for all intents and purposes, Mr. Donahue.
Actually, the DM view, when you click off the player view, like actually looks a lot. It makes it easier to see stuff now.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing is you got to have the side panel open, haven't you, to do the views of it? But anyway.
Yeah, you do. But if you use those tools and stuff, like in game, it's easier.
Okay, there you go, Mr. Donahue. You are on CPU number 4. Sub-processor number 4, apparently. That's where you've been logged in onto the system. As far as you can tell, well, basically that's where you're physically logged in, as it were. It appears to be you're into the local security subprocessor. As far as you can tell, this controls the security cameras located every 10 meters along the hallway, as well as actually controls all the maglock keypads in this section of the facility. So what you can see is the other side of the door that Aki's standing at right now. It shows a corridor.
Okay. Like I said, I'll warn him not to step out.
From what you can see at the moment, as you look out the corridor, walking up towards the door that Aki and Queeg are hiding behind, because you've got access to the. Maybe you can still see both maps, if that makes sense. You might have to jig things around so you can, but you can see 2 security guards are coming up the corridor towards the door at the moment.
I'll ward them 2 incoming.
Yeah, there's no guarantee they're actually coming to the door, but you know what I mean. They're walking towards where you all are. What's everyone else up to?
Well, I've been gagging and tying these guys up in their beds.
Yep.
Buell already in action, but
is the corridor clear from what?
Well, I just warned you that there's 2 coming.
Right, so we just moved. We'll move to I'll move to there.
Oh, okay. Buell wanted to stand by the door so he could ready in action and whap him with the shock.
Which way does this door open, in or out?
The door. Oh, wait, they slide open. Now I've opened the door, but not because it's open. Because the information that Donahue's relaying to you means you know what I mean. You can see them, if that makes sense. So what I will actually do is I'm going to borrow Aki for a second, and I'm just going to do a. Because that basically, with everyone in team view, you'll be able to see. Because obviously, Donahue's got access to the computer system cameras, so it basically gives you that much access of where you are. Oh, actually, I tell a lie. There was a bit more. Excuse me a second. I'll just borrow Aki again. Because basically, where Donahue, the node Donahue's on at the moment gives him access to all the cameras in the facility. In the hallway, I should say. There you go. That gives you access to everything that you should be able to see from the camera system. Now let's put Donahue back in the room, like so. There you go. Not Donahue, Aki.
I've got magic powers. I can walk around and then come back on my own.
Though that's basically obviously what.
Yeah, I know. You're just revealing the map. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, that's the bit because obviously because you've got access to the cameras, you can see that much of the map. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
The security guards continue on past you.
All right, they are going by or patrolling. Do you want me to try and draw their attention?
No.
No, just let them carry on, though. We don't know we're here.
You can locate where our target is so that, we'll worry about the cards once we locate her.
Well, to do that,
in the hallways at the moment.
Yeah, as I say, to do that, you'll probably have to start doing some research to see what connections you can find to the sub-processor you're on.
We'll do so.
Which is research, isn't it? Or hacking if you load your research node. So obviously, in terms of actions, you can load a multiple number. You've got your deck allows you to have 3 programs loaded at once, doesn't it? And loading or unloading a program is an action, but you can multi-action, as it were. So if you've got the research, if you've got the research node activated, hunky dory. If not, you can always load it in if need be, as an action, and then basically make a hacking roll as a multi-action. Or it's up to you how you want to do it. Obviously, is what I'm trying to say.
Right now, I'll just do my research.
Yep, go for it. Do you wish to Benny that?
Yeah.
It's okay. Obviously, every time you do something on the system, it does. Every time you access the system, it can increase the alarms, as it were. So that's the advantage. If you spend a Benny, it lets you do it twice without it counting as 2 accesses to the system, if that makes sense.
I wasn't sure about with the deceive because it says only has to be deceived once.
Yes, yeah, because you use the deceive. You what I'm trying to say is at the moment, right now, you have, as far as the computer system is concerned, you've accessed it. You've performed 1 action on the system, if that makes sense, because you got onto the ice. You're logging on and everything else didn't set any trip anything is how I'm going to interpret that. It's a good one. I'll double check up the description of deceive, because that is an interesting one. Is it a case of you multi-action to use the deceive to hide what you're doing?
Got to revive the thread for that as well.
I took it as being basically as a tricking it into believing I'm a legitimate user.
Yes, but even legitimate users are monitored on the system, is what I'm saying. Is so, yeah. Right, basically, you are perceived as a legitimate user, so the alarm cut. Yes, I like that. I agree with that analogy. So basically, as an illegal user, you have less actions before you trip an alarm. As a legitimate user, the alarm clock is slightly different for a trusted user, if that makes sense. Trusted users are still monitored to make sure they're not doing anything naughty. So what you find is that what you actually find is I shall do it like so. So you find you basically two. Actually, I should have shown one of those anyway. Two input-output ports, and one of which is logically the one you connected in on. Thinking about it, 3 and 2. There we are. If I put you on the wrong system, that doesn't matter if I have. I don't care. Import output 3. Import output. No, yeah. Yeah, found in the security room. Yeah. So basically, you've also found you've got access to a data store. Also, you found one more connection, which takes you off to another sub-processor.
I tell them to wait to see if they're how big. I'm going to track how big of a loop those soldiers we saw outside are doing. So I'm just give you a minute or two to set up a security thing. So I want to wait until I see the those security guards come back around.
Okay.
I'm only going
to do the one, because trying to make 2 walk in sync is a bit hard, but they seem to be patrolling. These 2 guards seem to be patrolling the rectangle. Let's see how long it takes them in terms of the fact they do it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Man, there's a moose loose about its hoose.
Basically, they're looping it once every 2 minutes, I will say. Okay. They're not going to be. Actually, sorry, no, hang on. If they're in combat, they'd be looping it once a minute. They're not in combat, so we're going to say it takes them 5 minutes to do a circuit.
All right. I'm going to set up record a loop of them walking around, and then set that up as a feed as a fake feed going out.
Okay.
And then once they go around the far corner and they don't have line of sight, I'll tell the rest of the groups okay, hallway's clear for about 4 minutes. On the hallway on this side is clear for about 4 minutes.
Let's see if I can get them to. Let's see if I can get them to do it. It'd be interesting. Let's try that again. This is me just dicking about. Sorry, I will stop now. So yeah, you get the loop feed. Give up. I'm just going to do that one. Okay, so the security guards are coming round. They come up again. Right. I'm just going to move them to there. Okay, they got them both to there for now. So obviously you've got the feed. They've done the circuit. It's up to when everyone else wants to move.
Wait for them to go around the corner and then move, isn't it?
Okay, so let's do that. You have 3 inches of movement left, Mr. Aki, sir.
Right. Which way are we going? Follow them?
Well, we don't know what room she is in, 1. And 2, we don't know how long that tech is going to stay in there doing inventory in that storage room.
We could go in there and disable him quickly while they're... Once they go around the second corner, which Donahue can see, can't he?
Yeah.
So Donahue tell us around when they've gone round, when they're down here.
The next corner. Okay.
And then we can...
Around there on the south side, yeah.
Then we can go in and deal with that guy. Just knock him out quick, innit? We'll probably critically fail and set an alarm off, but, you know, try. We'll get Queeg in there. Queeg could just sweep him up quick. Give him a hug.
Honest, basically, you can get to the door while they're walking down the corridor. And the rest of you can position yourselves accordingly.
There should be a thing for moves so that you know when the player's finished, because sometimes if you click when they're in the middle of a transition of a move.
I think because I've got used to the fact that you guys have to drag out, and then if you can't see, you need to wait for me to click. So from now on, I'm not going to accept moves until you guys.
Yeah, because then we're trying to do the second move, and it's just like, and then but it's a bug. It shouldn't. It should, you know, it kind of like does a second move from the last position, doesn't it? And they start walking through walls.
Yeah. Okay, according to Donahue, they've just turned the corner.
Okay, Queeg, let's go in and get rid of this guy.
You going to open the door?
Yeah, I'll open the door.
It's not secure. Aki can open the door.
I'm going to charge in.
I've definitely put you on the wrong IOP, but I can't work out which IOP you're meant to be onto, actually, because it doesn't list any of the others. It only lists the 2. But I don't care. Oh, hang on. Where's IOP 1? No. See, it only lists... Oh, don't worry. I think the map's really cool, and then when you actually study it, you realise there is an annoying mistake on it. So, okay. You enter the security room. There is a lab tech in here taking inventory of the storeroom.
I'm going to run up and shock club him.
He immediately notices you come through the door. I take it you're going in with weapons drawn?
Yeah, shock club.
I thought we were knocking him out, so I was just going to do a fighting roll.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying. So the second that Aki comes storming through the door with the shot club and Queeg comes in behind him, the guy literally drops the clipboard and starts backing him by going, no, please, no, please, no, don't hurt me, please don't hurt me.
Okay, we tie him up and gag him then.
I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
Right, we're going to do well. Right, get on your knees. We're going to tie you up and gag you, and we'll ask him anything we need to know. Waif, come in here.
Where do we find Dr. What's her name?
Has he got on his knees and surrendered?
Well, if he gets on his knees and then starts breaking down slightly. I take it. Are you shutting the door to the?
Yeah, once Waif comes in, we're going to shut the door.
Room? They've turned the corner at the bottom. Are you closing the guard room? I'd expect you to physically close it, but well, yeah, actually, you should really. They've turned the corner. They're coming back up, Donahue.
Okay. I warn them that they're heading towards us on the west quarter.
Right, so we'll gag this guy quick and make sure he can't make a noise while we're waiting for the guards to go and do their next circuit. We want to gag him. I'm not going to give him a chance to scream out.
Yeah, you gag him. That's fine.
He's probably shitting himself. He's just seen Queeg come in.
They're gone.
Okay.
They've gone past. Okay. It's clear again.
We'll ask him about this woman we're looking for.
Okay. What woman are you looking for?
Whatever her name is. What's her name? One Division.
Carol's.
Dr. Carol Owens. Oh yes, she's yes. Go out the main door, make 2 rights, and follow the corridor as far as you can.
Okay. Thanks very much. Now we're going to tie you up and gag you, but we won't, we're not going to kill you. Not unless you make a noise.
I'll be back.
Yeah. So we'll tie him securely, give him a drink of water, then gag him so he doesn't die first, and then stick him in a corner somewhere where he's got no chance of getting out. We might come back and get him later. Just be nice. Or maybe not.
Well, you guys are discussing that. Once you get him bound and you get the information, Waif is going to quietly step over to him and punch him upside the head and knock him unconscious. So even in the gag won't attract the guards' attention.
Okay.
Because you guys promised not to hurt him. I didn't say a word.
Yeah, yes, fair enough. Yeah. Waif kung fu's him.
Indeed.
Actually, I did promise to hurt him if he's lying. Just for the record.
Yeah, I was going to kill him, but
Just knocking him out. He's unconscious now.
Yeah. It's nice. This map I've put you on, it's quite nice because it's got all the nodes, it's got all the data stores, it tells me everything and how it all works and everything. It gives me. It's nice to have found this adventure because it gives.
You
me
didn't do this map yourself.
I did the map you're on, yeah, but the map Donahue's on. It's
the
adventure. I decided that this is an actual first edition Shadowrun adventure, which is very useful because it actually explains an awful lot of the stuff that Sprawl Runners is implying, if that makes sense. But yeah, so it's very useful in that regard. Okay, the technician is knocked out.
I don't want the guards finding him, ungagging him, and he spills his guts. If he's unconscious, they can't do that.
Okay, according to Donahue, the guards are currently down the very bottom of the rectangle of the square.
So we need to go out right, and down the long hall, right?
That's what he said. 2 rights and then follow it all the way down to the end.
So that would be. I'm just going to show you where we mean. This way, this way, and then this way, right?
Yeah, I was just trying to work that one out from 2 rights. He said out the main door and 2 rights, doesn't he?
They can't be because it's the right and then the left and the right.
Then a right, and then you get to that corridor, and then he said follow that corridor follow the corridor as long as you can.
So we need to get to where I am, right?
Yeah. If you take I would say that's that. If you interpret his instructions correctly, you need to get down to there.
Maybe we should follow the guards around so we don't have to cross past them. So follow them around. Once they get round the bottom corner, then we just walk slowly around. We're playing hiding around the block. I go down here and across here.
Up again. So what about what's Beulah and Merlin going to do? Are they going to
like that?
Kind of waiting to see. I'll move along. I'm going to stick to kind of the corners behind them.
Yeah, where are they again? They're just now turning the corner?
They're just about to turn the corner, but I mean, I'll assume if you wanted to go before they turn the corner, you can. Not that it's letting me get you through the bloody closed door, I'm afraid, but anyway. Right, sorry, you're okay. The rest of you heading out as well, are you? Into the corridor?
Yeah, we know where we got to go now. We don't want to waste time.
So you just want to stay ahead of the guards. So what I should so basically
behind the guards.
I'm just get. Well, you're ahead. You're in front of them technically at the moment, but anyway, I know.
They're on the opposite side of the block that we are. Then, as long as we keep one,
exactly, yeah.
long as no one trips over. Yeah. Oh.
Right, I'm just going to get you guys to over there. And put the security, and then move the security guards around to this side, and not worry too much about them for now. I wish, in some ways, it would be nice. I wish I could have them move automatically. It would be rather useful.
Eventually, we'll have that.
Okay, that's fine. So you all find yourself basically in this corridor here. The security guards, as far as you're concerned right now, are basically diagonally opposite you.
So which direction? We've got to go all the way to the end of this corridor now?
He said to the end of the corridor, as far as the corridor goes in the last.
Is there any other guards in that hallway further along?
Well, I was just checking for that. Basically, I'm going to say yes. It would appear an additional guard has just stepped out of a room at the very far end of the corridor. So, basically, literally, from your perspective, I'll have to draw the arrow like that. Basically, not there, obviously, but literally at the other end of the corridor, he's stepped out.
Show us that arrow again. It flashed up and vanished.
Actually, I'll tell you the easiest thing to do. Let me borrow Aki again. And let's make him visible.
All right, so the guard's there. Okay, so we're all right for now.
Yeah, and bring you all back. Okay. So you have all these lovely doors down here, and you just go. Yes, I just realised of all the places to randomly put Donahue was the one spot where he needed to get to, not where he should have started. But oh well. Not to worry. I'm not complaining.
We just need to move as fast and stealthily as we can at this point. We're not going to stop.
We've got to clear this. We've got to clear out this corridor before they come round that corner. So maybe we should just go down here.
Right. So we did.
And wait on the corner for this guard and get him. Get out of sight on this corner here. Wait for the guard and then just knock him out before he can, say Human Flung.
I'm just checking something. Yeah, okay. 13, that's what I'm looking for. Number 13. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Yeah. In hindsight, I should have put you in. In fact, they didn't actually put all the input outputs on. They should have put you in. I should have put you in back on the opposite side, and then you would have navigated your way through the system until you found the security system. I should remember that for when I'm making my own adventures.
We just need Beulah and Merlin to catch up and get around this corner before the guards get to him.
I'm just going to show you the whole map because you've got no point to actually leave where you are. But that's if I'd moved you in at SPU 1, then you'd have to have navigated the whole system to find the security system. But I did it wrong, so I'm going to live with it. I put to this lovely map. You're not going to see any of it. So I don't really complaining about it. It makes more. That's not a problem. Maybe the alpha section will return again another day.
Around the corner here before those guards come back.
Yeah, the guards will have come. Basically, Merlin gets around the corner just in time as the guards come round.
Okay, so now we're waiting for this guard. How far away is he? He'll be coming soon, shouldn't he?
Okay, let's have athletics roll-offs because he sees you and you see him at the same time. Let's see who goes.
Is it an interrupt or is it a?
It's going to be pure athletics roll-off of who reacts first, I'm afraid. That's bad. Because you're trying to interrupt him. Yes.
If he's interrupting, I get a +2 though.
Oh, you get +2 interrupting. Well, you didn't. Did you? You didn't see my? Did you see my roll? No, you didn't.
I spent a penny and got a 5.
I got a 9.
Well, but I didn't use my +2. See.
Yeah, but even with your +2, you only get a 7. So I'm afraid the guard. Sorry, I see what you're asking. Someone's got the bloody guard target dead. That's fine. Okay, what happens with the guard? The guard will get to react first. So that was unfortunate. His D6 exploded on his athletics. I thought you guys had him there for his. He's not very. Basically, he basically puts a call through to the detention center, and all of a sudden Donahue sees the system go basically into secure lockdown mode, and he gets booted out of the terminal.
I've got one more penny I could spend to save that athletics roll, couldn't I?
Up to you.
Give me the magic penny.
Got a question then.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Can I use false alarm and squelch his squelch what this thing?
Have you got it loaded?
False alarm is an edge.
Oh, it's an edge. I apologize.
I spend a penny and I'll reduce the alarm scale by 1.
Just appeared to have it twice. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Yes, go on then. So you basically see. Yes, I will. Okay, yeah. You see the guard trigger it, and you basically are able to intercept the call and specify it as a false alarm before the system can do the lockdown. Therefore, we'll now deal cards normally. Security guard number 3 basically activates the alarm and then attacks Aki. He doesn't realise the alarm hasn't actually worked because obviously he's too busy beating the poop out of Aki at the moment.
We're trying to beat the poop out of Aki.
Security guard number 3. He hit you, but he didn't roll the damage. Let's try that again. Oh, yes, he did. You are unharmed as he hits you. That brings us to Mr. Donahue. Sure.
I will turn off the cameras in that hall, or no, I won't be able to see what's going on. I start locking doors.
Okay. Yeah, you activate the madlocks all down the hallway. Yeah, go for it. That'll be a hacking roll. Nice touch. I like it. You lock all the doors. Yep. Okay. You lock all the doors. Good call. That brings us to Beulah. Beulah comes barreling down the corridor. Shock prod at the ready, I suspect.
Yep. Jesus.
I'm going to be evil. I'm going to be ever so evil.
No, this is not Beulah's day today.
It's not. You come sliding down. As you get there, basically, your momentum's quite is good, but unfortunately, you get caught on the backswing of the security guard's attack on Aki, and unfortunately, just as you're basically lining up to shock the guard, unfortunately, he knocks you at the very worst possible second, causing your shock club to jab into Aki, who now has to make a vigor check at -2 or be stunned. Oh, those dwarves are made of stern stuff. Look at that. All you do is basically make Aki's chief chatter.
And probably piss him off.
Yeah, and probably pee him off as well, yeah. Okay, over to you, Mr. Aki, sir.
Motherfucker. Right, I missed. Okay.
But it's probably the fact that you got shocked as you swung. That's the problem.
More time at the dojo.
Yep. Waif, over to you, sir.
Donnie, who has to catch up with the crew, right?
Yeah.
I know they're having trouble with this guard up there.
Yeah.
Get past him and take the punch.
Yeah, go for it. 7 to there. 7 to there. Sorry, I forget you could actually see the map. I was getting you down to there. You still got 5 inches of movement left. You hit him with a raise. Roll that damage.
Oh, I'm going to Benny the damage.
Okay.
Damn it, one more time.
Go for it. Can't take the bennies with you.
Something's locking up on my table.
Actually, yeah, I'm noticing a bit of slowdowns as well. But yeah, go for it.
Do I got him targeted still? Yes.
Yes, you do still have him targeted. The Benny has been spent. Yeah, take him down with a hard punch, and he goes down hard.
You tell Aki more time at the dojo.
Okay.
I'll have some move left, so I'm going to start moving. I moved 8, so I've got how many left?
Better get this guy and drag him into
a
2 disused room.
Hang on. 4 left.
Yeah, okay, that's 4.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for all intents and purposes, combat is technically over, so you're back to being able to freely act at this point. Yeah, the body you have an unconscious orc security guard.
Now, wherever wave goes, there's unconscious bodies behind.
So,
are we waiting for Donahue to catch up with us, or is he locking himself into the security guard room and waiting for us?
He's currently locked into the security guard room and waiting for you. I do agree. I'm not going to move anything anymore. I'm going to click on approved moves until. I've been trained to actually. You've trained me to click when you get to corners because you can't see around corners. So when you get to corners, I'm automatically clicking because you can't see around it. But obviously this time, are you leaving the body there out of interest? Mind you, everyone's locked in. So.
No, we're going to drag him. We're dragging the body with us until we find a room. I'll drag it.
Well, Quig can
Don't even have to drag him. Quig can sling him over his shoulder.
Okay. Do that then. It's easy for Quig to do it.
Let's see what happens when you get down to that room because you're obviously going to get there. Actually, did you do a loop feed for this section of the corridor?
No.
Yeah, he said all.
Well, I would have had a chance. So if I had a chance, yes. If I didn't, no.
I'm going to. Well, given the way they sort of ran around, I'm just going to be evil and say you didn't, because I think it's funnier. It's not a case. I think it's more a case of. It wasn't a case of you had a chance. It's just what Aki's like. That's absolutely fine. I wouldn't worry about it whatsoever. Nothing seems to have happened. Obviously, you didn't need to worry about it while the guard was coming down, but anyway.
Trying to get how long?
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, there's other. I'd like to actually look in like some of the other stuff, but since I'm in the security system, I don't want to.
I know, I should have. It's my mistake. I'll put you in the other way. Don't worry, I'll probably reuse this map of this whole complex for another adventure, and we'll do it properly. I'll change the map around, but I'll remember to. I'll because it be a note. No, I know how the computer node maps are meant to work. Do you know what I mean? I'll don't worry. That will be the norm from now on. So I want a situation where you can literally. Because to my mind, you do want a situation where you've got some guys sitting there who are doing stuff, and obviously, you know what I mean.
So he said the last. I turned to Quig. He said the last door on the right. We've down to the end, and we've got a door on the left and a door on the right.
Well, yes. Well, basically, the door on the left is marked beta section.
You want alpha section?
You're in alpha section, but do you remember? If you remember, you've been on the other side of this door before.
On the left. We want this right here, so I'm going to step to the other side of it.
So
somebody else.
That door there is marked beta section. That door there is marked detention center.
Okay, then I'm going to mark it. Step to the other side of the door we want, and signal for somebody else to open it.
Well, I'll open it if you want.
I will unlock.
There's 2 guards.
Merlin is going to look over his shoulder and see if there's a way of opening this door that he's standing in front of.
What, the door marked beta section?
That's the section we went in for the lab. So.
That's the door back to the affected area where the virus is.
Yes, it is, and that's kind of why
you open the door. So if you open the door, you'll flood this section with the virus. Is that what you're planning to do?
Well, not right now.
In the meantime, 2 security guards who basically been watching you with great interest as you've been walking around the system on the cameras seem to be waiting for Aki to open the door. As soon as he does, they attempt to basically interrupt him and beat the poop out of him. So you get to attempt to beat
when that door opens, can I attempt to interrupt them and throw a body in through the door?
You certainly can attempt to interrupt them as Aki's attempting to interrupt them, and you want to interrupt them as well. Be my guest.
What do you need for that?
It's just athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah, it's all athletics roll off. Whoever gets the highest gets to go first, basically.
Oh, so can I do an interrupt as well? Can I?
That works too heavy.
Of course you can. Yeah. The point is, you open the door. You saw the 2 security guards, and they're attempting to bonk you on the head as you open the door. You just need to beat their athletics rolls. Is everyone happy with their rolls?
Well, I can't do anything about it because I've got no bennies, so I have to get with my rolls.
Well, I have quite a lot of bennies, so I might spend my bennies to see if I can improve my rolls of.
Am I close enough to try to interrupt them?
Yeah, you can make an athletics roll as well. Okay, so this is how it's going to go down.
You're just going to hit a wall. Yeah. No.
One of the security guards got a 9. One of the security guards. Let's have a look. One of the security guards got. Okay, let's work this out. Security guard 1, security guard 2. Security guard 1, security guard 2, security guard 1, security. Okay, 1 security guard got a 4, 1 security guard got a 9. Beulah got a 5, and can therefore act. First, Queeg got a 3. So basically, the way it's going to go is Bewley gets to move 6 inches down to there, and he gets to go first. I'm just using it instead of drawing cards here. This is obviously everyone reacting at the same time. In next round, you can't move anymore unless you're going to run, because it is 6 inches only gets you to there. And technically, even moving technically shouldn't do it. It should literally be on what you're doing from where you are. So I'll be nice and say you got to there, and then you. So from there, what are you going to do with your athletics roll of? Hang on, I get to go first on a 9. So sorry, let me go first on a 9. I apologize. I just want to.
I was just moving off somebody. That's all. And then
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, sorry. I got my numbers wrong. I get to go first on a 9, so I get to brain Aki.
These guys are always trying to brain me, aren't they?
Yeah. So Aki basically is hit but unaffected. Now Bewley, you get to react next because you're.
Yeah, they try to mess with me. I'm too tough.
I don't see an enemy though.
Well, they're either side of the door. Can you, as it were? So
yeah, you can see little red boxes. Yeah, you can see them from there.
Yeah, yeah. So from where you are, you'll have to use an area of effect if anything. I mean, this is before initiative. This is like a sort of everyone's acting instantly round is what I'm trying to say. So it doesn't. If you can.
Yeah, no. I'll target that guy to the left, and I'll hold an action. And as soon as he comes into view, I'm going to shoot him.
Sounds good. That sounds like a good plan. I will allow you to start the next round on hold. Okay,
or
security guard.
I'm going to hit him with my thing, my club. As soon
yeah,
as
yeah. No, I understand where you're coming from. Okay, so that's 9. That's 5. Waif gets to go on a 4. And from where you are, you can see security guard number 2.
Right.
And if you talk, keep me guarded. Yeah.
Wasn't it my turn to go?
Yeah, it's your turn to go. This is pure everyone acting at once on this is all incredibly simultaneous.
Can I reach him from here, or do I need to move to reach him?
You can't really move to reach. It's literally a case of if you're going to take an action, it's a spur of the moment action. This is not movement. This is literally what happens before I deal in cards for initiative. Is what I'm trying to say. So you shoot him, which is absolutely fine.
I don't shoot him. I use the shuriken.
Oh, that's fine. You throw a shuriken at him. Even better. Go for it. I apologize.
Waif is very big on making the least noise necessary.
Okay, that security guard goes down.
Ninja to the throat. He didn't make any noise.
Guard goes down, so he doesn't get to act on a 3. And Queeg, you get to go on a 3, and that's when you throw the body.
Throw the body in there, just unloading it and getting my broom ready.
Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to have some fun with that. Why not? Let's target the other security guard. Get athletics roll. I'm going to make this into a test because I think throwing someone independent. Oh! No, alas. Okay, you throw the body in. Unfortunately, he doesn't land exactly what you wanted, which was landing face up, staring at his friend. But it lands in there, and at that point, the carnage will begin. But I shall leave it on that cliffhanger, and I will deal the cards next time. I hope you enjoyed that. It was certainly interesting. And
yep.
We shall continue next Sunday, and I definitely I like the map, but it would have helped if it doesn't actually, with the room you come into, the adventure doesn't give you an access point onto the system. The free access points, it tells you where they are, but none of them are the room that it says you can access the computer system from. So I have no idea how I was meant to get around the mistake I made there, but I know that for future. But thanks very much, guys. I'll see you on Tuesday or Sunday.
All right.
Okay, Tuesday, I'm going to be just the opposite of Waif. She runs right in there, and she don't care if she's making noise or attracting attention.
And
No
I
worries.
have a wife calling me, so I do have to get going. So
Okay, no problem.
see you guys
Okay.
next week.
See you later.
Yep.
Bye now.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Aki,
Sorry.
more
I'm
time at the dojo, Aki. The shurikens are useful too.
I think they are, yes.
Okay, I'm going to leave you guys to it. I shall see you guys whenever. Take care now. Bye.
Good day, mate.
Yep, I'm gonna go get stuff done. I gotta do laundry today. I hate laundry days, especially when it's almost 90 degrees.
Get a maid.
Yeah, that would be lovely. I used to have some, then they grew up, got married, moved out. And it was like, damn.
Yeah, that's the thing with kids. They grow up and move out, don't they? Bastards. You treat them, train them to be really good slaves, and then they get old and run off.
I swear. It's like,
Yeah, it's
how
ridiculous.
is this cool?
And you can't sell them on eBay anymore, which is really annoying. You know what I mean?
I know. And, you can't chain them up to keep them from running. So
Well, you
there's
can,
that.
but you've got to, it's really hard work. You got to make sure the neighbours don't see, you know, and then they can't go in the garden and do the lawn anymore, can they?
Okay, well, you all have a good one.
See you later.
And Robert, I'll see you on Tuesday.
Yep. Have fun, everybody.
Bye-bye.